Almost there. I think, therefore I am. But do I know if we are live? I believe so. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the G Show live stream. I am G1, and this is the Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco on the Geek Out. That's right. Here we go, talking all things Fallout, from the TV show to the video games. I don't know nothing about anything, but I have someone with me who does, and that is my right hand, who's been here now. What is this, the 5th week we've done fucking live streaming on a Friday? JR, hello, my friend.
Tunnel snakes rule. We're the tunnel snakes. That's us. And we rule. Rule, baby, listen. I love Fallout, and y'all can't see it, I did the hair 50 style. I'm dressed up like I'm ready for the wasteland. Let's go.
He is, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta see it to believe it, but he is ready to rock and roll like he is futuristic 50s. I love it. Oh man, he gave me the little head bob there too.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. That was the whole thing with the Fallout games. 50s never left. They just stayed in the 50s all the way through the 2000s.
The high 2000s too.
Yes.
Yeah, and the only reason why I know that is because the TV show, which we should talk about a bit, right? The TV show has just come out a couple weeks ago, like about 2-3 weeks ago, and I just finished. I was watching it, but I just finished the show this past Monday, and I gotta be honest, as someone who doesn't know the history or the lore of Fallout, as someone who has never played the game before, I really like this show. I think it appealed to a normie like me, someone who doesn't know, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were a lot of questions that I had that I'm scratching my head about, and then the last 2 episodes started to get to what I needed to know, and then, yeah, bam, of course, right? Fucking cliffhanger, season finale. The show got renewed for season 2, like, on the first day. The first day, the first weekend, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, season 2 is dropping. Okay, that works for me. Give me some more of this Fallout. But that's my review of the show in a nutshell. We won't break down every episode. We'll just give a grand, like, recap of the series, what was fun, what stood out. But as far as someone who doesn't know the source material at all, this was a fun sci-fi show in a wasteland, and I dug it. I loved the music, I loved the actors, I loved the look, I loved the setting. I really dug this show. I thoroughly dug this show. But let me ask you, as someone who is a Fallout fan from the games, what did you think of this TV series?
Episode 1 was rough for me. I'm not gonna lie. Episode 1, I was like, I get what they're doing. They're setting it up. It all works. There was a lot of stupid shit, though. A lot of stupid shit. Raiders getting into a vault. Sometimes it does happen. There's a couple of vaults between Fallout 3 and 4 where it's happened. But the fact that the Raiders completely blindsided everyone in the vault, I don't know. And the wifey and me were like, it shows up later how the Pip-Boy just automatically picks up the radiation, and we called it out. It's like, the Pip-Boy always picks up radiation. You can't turn that off. All of their Pip-Boys would have been going off as soon as they entered. Okay, I won't bitch about it. I'll be like, yeah, it's to build tension. Episode 2. Well, we're not doing it episode by episode. But, I'm just going to say, the show had its moments, and there's a lot of shit that I liked, but I am pissed about quite a few things.
No.
And I'm going to start it. My biggest complaint is the Brotherhood of Steel. Y'all did them fucking dirty.
Okay. How does that differ from the games?
In the games, they're not religious zealots where you call each other my knight, my lord. None of that shit. None of that shit. Get fucked. They don't kill innocent civilians for no fucking reason either. The Brotherhood was always there, yes, to search for technology and harvest it. But humanity always came first. They're racist. They are. They are racist against ghouls, they're racist against synths, and they fucking hate the Enclave. The NCR, it's a gray area. We'll talk about that. But they did the Brotherhood solid fucking dirty. The Brotherhood would have never acted this way. And that pissed me off. And that's the thing that I was telling Nana. It was like around episode 5 where I was like, it looks like Fallout, but it doesn't feel like Fallout. And it's shit like that that takes me out. Now, for the story, sure. The creator, director, writer of the show specifically stated it's not meant to be for the hardcore Fallout fans of the games. He wanted to do something different. Fine. But Bethesda greenlit it. Todd Howard was there. And the lore masters were present with Fallout. You're breaking lore. Don't piss on my face and tell me it's rain, okay? Don't do it. I'm gonna bitch about what you do with the Brotherhood every fucking time because I love the Brotherhood of Steel, dude. Fallout 4, Elder Maxton, oh god, oh my god, the Predwin, the big fucking Zeppelin fucking thing that carries all the ships, the Predwin, oh my god, fucking beautiful. All the aesthetics of the Brotherhood was there. It was fucking badass. It just wasn't the Brotherhood. That's the biggest fucking problem I have with the show. And I'm not the only one saying it. I asked people I work with who watched it, who play the games, who loved the show more than me, and they were even like, nah, the Brotherhood was done dirty.
So you're telling me that the Brotherhood was a B-lo? A Brotherhood in look only?
Yep. Absolutely was, and it bothers me. They're racist against ghouls, but they always have humanity at the heart. We have to save and rebuild human civilization. Human. They don't needlessly kill humans. They'll kill raiders when they're being assholes. That's about fucking it. And I talked to my roommate about it, and he's like, nah, from what you're telling me, it sounds more like Brotherhood from Fallout 1 and 2. But I'm like, no, because they do the extreme in this. They wiped everyone out of that settlement. Everyone's fucking dead in that settlement, and they took it over. In no other fucking Fallout game would that have ever happened. It wouldn't have.
All right, which settlement we talking about?
The one that what's her fuck? Hold on.
Ella Purnell?
Lucy shows up in. Yeah. That settlement where the Brotherhood takes it over towards the end of the season, everyone there's dead. They're gone. You don't see a single fucking person, and you see corpses still.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Not Philly, but where the end took place. Is that what you're talking about?
No, Philly.
Oh, Philly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That too.
Okay.
That too.
I thought for whatever reason you were talking about something Sands where they found Maximus.
Sandy Shores. Sandy.
Yeah. Are these locales from the game? Are these locales from the game?
Yeah, so Sandy Shores, and that was a big fucking contention that I was seeing while watching the show during the ad breaks. I was looking up the shit. So, Sandy Shores, whatever it's called. Ladies and gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to look it up. Sandy Shores. Sandy Shores, Sandy Cheeks, Sandy Beef Cheeks. Listen. It's there in Fallout 1, but I believe in Fallout 2 it was destroyed because Fallout 1 and 2 take place on the West Coast. The new Californian Republic. California and Nevada. And I think a little bit of Oregon as well. That is where Fallout 1 and 2 take place and where the show takes place. Fallout 3 onward, East Coast. No, New Vegas is lumped into Fallout 1 and 2 because it was the same creators of Fallout 1 and 2. There's a whole mess with that. But, yeah, so pretty much Sandy Shore Sands was destroyed, if I remember correctly, in Fallout 2, but it was never explained. The show explains it.
By the way, it's called Shady Sands.
Shady Sands, there we go.
We were close.
But it was destroyed in Fallout 2, but it was never explained how. If I remember correctly, it was. And I talked to my roommate, I think it was Monday or Tuesday about it, and he confirmed it, because he's played and beat Fallout 1 and 2. I haven't. I've played them, and I shut them off because they're games from the early 90s. They are hard to fucking play. But yeah, the show deals with that. And that's where it was starting to piss a lot of people off that are fans like me, their favorite Fallout game being New Vegas. Because this show directly ties into New Vegas and all of everything it's building up to. And I'm telling you right now, this ain't my brotherhood, because if you're doing New Vegas, not even close. Them motherfuckers are hippies hiding in a hole. I'm not fucking with you. New Vegas Brotherhood are hippies hiding in a bunker underground and have been there for like 10 years.
So
you never see them.
So, you saw it leading up to New Vegas before the finale?
The last shot.
Well,
last episode. That's New Vegas.
No, I know. Listen, I live in Vegas. I know what Vegas looks like. I mean, I saw the sphere and I was like, oh, it's Vegas. But no, what I'm asking is, did you know in advance that's where it was leading up to, or were you just like, oh shit, New Vegas?
I hit myself because that last episode was badass.
Yeah,
a little bit of nitpicks here and there because like lore shit. That's me. Lore. When you break lore, I get angry. But when he came over the horizon and I saw New Vegas, I literally, wifey next to me, Nana, you were right next to me. I stood up and screamed. I was like, New Vegas, let's go! Because New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game. It's New Vegas, dude, you gotta play it. I mean, it's dated in its mechanics, but it's fun, man.
I'll be honest with you, I can't get into them games. There's too much going on, and I play my games on easy, brother. Give me easy with infinite ammo. I just want to get through it.
Oh, so what you're saying is you play games like I do because I'm playing New Vegas with infinite ammo because I modded it, and I'm just running around at 9,000% speed, just shooting everything. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun.
Jesus. You know, it kills me. Like, we can get this is what drives me crazy, right? When you take a game and you turn it into a TV show that, for the most part, is successful, right? Like, the critic reviews have been spectacular. It seems like the fucking fandom has been digging it. I mean, like, the general audience, the normies like me, dug the shit out of it. My wife was sitting watching it with me, and, you know, the entire time she was like, this is just a weird show. I don't get it. What's going on? I don't get it. And then at the end she was like, oh. I was like, you coming back for season 2? She was like, yeah. All right then. Then they did their job. They won. I was digging it episode to episode. I don't think there was an episode where I was kind of like, meh. But again, I didn't know the source material. So I was just in. I enjoyed what it was feeding me. But it drives me crazy where you can take something like this, right? And I guess cobble bits and pieces from the different games and then make this show. Whereas, good God Almighty, Mr. Netflix, I'm looking at you here. You take such a grandiose IP as Resident Evil and turn it into shit. Absolute garbage and trash. And it drives me up the wall.
Dude, with Resident Evil, it's been 3 times. You know this, right? 3 times they fucked up Resident Evil live action. That's ridiculous.
Are you counting Return to Raccoon City, that movie, or whatever the hell that movie was called?
Absolutely! That was supposed to be a reboot. That was supposed to be a reboot. And they fucked it up 3 times. And that's where I say...
That's better than the TV show, I'll tell you that much. It was better than the show.
Yeah. I give props to Fallout, the TV show, because the things I didn't like, there is still a lot of shit I liked. Would I have done this particular story? Probably not. I would have just done the first Fallout game because it's old. It came out, I believe, 93, 94, around there. It's old. I would have just done that because that story's great. Just streamlined it a little bit, got rid of a lot of the side quests. But what they did, story-wise, works. My only issue was lore and brotherhood. So and a couple of other things that you're gonna hear about, because when I say super mutant,
oh my god, I can't wait for this. So let me ask you then, does this story from the show follow any particular story from the games, or are they cobbled together?
That's what's weird about this show. It takes place after Fallout 1, the game. Seems to be before Fallout 2. Yet, in that vault, when they said the water chip was going out, which made me think, oh, they're just saying that for the political shit, because that's what the whole plot is. The corporate politicians, that's what these vaults are. The management. Fine. But when they said the water chip was going out, that's the main plot of the first Fallout game. Your water chip is failing, and one person from the vault has to go out to the wasteland to go find a new water chip. And when they brought that up, I was like, that's a good reference. It works into the plot, but fuck you, don't even try it, because you've already jumped the gun with Shady Sands. It won't work, because that's the main city in the first Fallout game.
Shady Sands?
You can't. Yeah, the NCR, or New California Republic Army, was rebuilding all of California, Oregon, into Nevada.
And that's what Shady Sands was.
Yeah, and that's why in this one, it's like, no, that doesn't exist. It got blown up. It's destroyed. And the NCR is rebuilding again. That's where I was like, you can't be Fallout 1. You're like Fallout 1.5. It's before 2 or during 2, but it ain't the first. And that's where I bring up the super mutants, because in the first game, that's part of the main quest, is there's this vault that keeps making super mutants.
Wait, define...
And you destroyed that.
Define super mutants. Is that like that giant salamander thing that ate the head in her boot?
Nope. No, so super... Let me send you real quick.
Yeah. Because I'm lost. And I want to know what the hell's going on, right? I do. I don't know. I never played the games. And for reference sake, Fallout 1 and 2, what type of games are those? Because I know Fallout 3, was that the beginning of them being first-person shooters?
Yeah, so Fallout 1 and 2 are asymmetric stuff. I sent what a super mutant is, by the way, in the Facebook.
Oh, okay,
That's a super mutant.
Okay.
They are main enemies in all the Fallout games. They're a faction, and they are completely absent. And story-wise, with this show, makes no sense, because if it's Fallout 1.5, that means the vault that keeps making the super mutant serum, which is just creating humanoid super mutants. They're just humans that are injected with the serum. They turn into monsters.
Right.
It was an experiment to make the soldiers pre-war more powerful and stronger to defeat the Chinese army. Funny enough, the Chinese army never once mentioned in the show.
Okay.
That's the main army we fight in the Fallout games, is the Chinese army. The Reds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Alaska was a huge point of contention. There's an entire DLC for Fallout 3 where it's pre-war and you're fighting the Chinese in Alaska to take back Anchorage. That's just shit like that. But yes. So the fact that, yes, the vault with the super mutants was destroyed, so it's not making any more super mutants. There are still no super mutants in this game. Or that game. Show. Oh my god, I'm a fucking dying. There are none, and it doesn't make sense. The only thing I could come up with, but still wouldn't make sense, is there's a tribe called the Nightkin in Fallout New Vegas. They're super mutants that just turn themselves invisible.
Huh.
But you would need a lot of, there's like this stealth machine, I can't remember what it's called, that turns you invisible. And you would need a lot of that. So I'm just wondering if like she didn't cross that territory, but it was rather disappointing seeing how the super mutants are a huge faction in not only Fallout lore because they were in the first fucking game, but they're still a thing. Fallout 76 is like really far like back. Fallout 4's way into the future. Like way into the future. And they're still super mutants. Granted, it's East Coast, Boston, the Commonwealth. But that should show you how many super mutants were created to where they're all over the United States in the aftermath of the explosion.
In the lore for the super mutants, do they say whether or not they reproduce?
They can't.
They can't.
They can only reproduce. So in Fallout 4, no, I think it was New Vegas where it said, it could be 3 or Vegas, but Fallout 4, basically all the super mutants that are there, once you wipe them out, they're gone. There's no super serum making them. There's nothing. Unless there's other vaults, mysterious vaults we don't know of. That's where future games can come into play. I'm fine with that. My problem is the absence of them. Especially on the East Coast, because New 2 and New Vegas take place after this show, and they're super mutants. There are. So, fine, you could say, oh, well, she just didn't come across the super mutants, but they're still a really big fucking faction. In Fallout 3, you come across them a lot, and they wreck your day. There's a lot of them. And they're just big brutes. They'll kill you. They're like raiders, but big and hard to kill. Mm-hmm. So that's my side tangent with it. Super mutants should have definitely been there. And that's where it bothers me too, because someone like you who doesn't know the lore doesn't know about the super mutants, but super mutants are fucking huge in Fallout. They've been in all the games, every game, and they're absent in the show. Like another thing I will get to.
So do you think they will, purposefully omitted for season 2? Because I think
they
like
omitted
what we saw with Ghoul, right? What we saw with the Ghoul is this dude is, and I'm not gonna say he's a super mutant in that regard, right? Now that I know what they are. But had you not told me that, and me being a normie to the show, I would have been like, well, he was kind of like a super mutant. You know what I'm saying? He's been alive for 200 something years. Well, I know who that Ghoul is.
Oh, real quick, what turns... And the show fucked with that lore. Ghouls do not take any serum to remain somewhat human.
Okay.
It doesn't happen. You just get so old. Ghouls live almost forever. So what happens is the ghouls in the Fallout lore are humans that didn't get killed by the blast but absorbed too much radiation and it mutated their DNA. So they're half dead, half alive, and they live forever. The feral ghouls, the ones that lose themselves in attack, either way too much radiation all at once turned him into that, or They are so old and destroyed in the brain, they turn into that. There's no serum ever in the games that keep you normal.
So there's that scene where Ghoul runs into the other Ghoul that's going, rah, rah, and then he starts talking. Hey, oh, hi, hey, it's been a while. Rah, then he starts. So is that supposed to be a feral Ghoul or the beginning of a feral Ghoul?
That's supposed to be someone turning into a feral Ghoul, but they try to say, oh, it's because he hasn't taken his serum. Okay. No, it's because the radiation has just cooked him to the point where he's that. It's weird, too, because in Fallout 3, there's a whole subway system in DC where ghouls live. Not feral ghouls, just normal ghouls, like humans that just look like shit and live forever. They all live down there peacefully, not worried about turning into feral ghouls. Ghouls hate feral ghouls. Because, feral ghouls are the reason the Brotherhood's eliminating ghouls and feral ghouls. They can't tell the difference. So they wipe them all out and say, we're protecting humanity. There you go. It makes sense to me. But yeah. So that's a nitpick. Works for the show, but bothered me in context of the games. Because it's like, no. That's... How long's the game series been going on? Since, 94, 95? Fuck off. You're just now saying that? No.
Well, I mean, no. I looking at it from a different perspective, for a fact, playing video games, especially long-form video games like a Fallout type game, where there's a lot of lore and introspection. I mean, it's fucking Bethesda, for crying out loud. You know how they go.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I can totally understand them cutting corners in the TV show because then there's just so much to explain and we only got this much time to tell this story. We don't need to go into all of this different, lore. And that's an unfortunate, it's an unfortunate side effect of what you're trying to do. But because I dug it. I like the idea of, in order for them not to lose their mind, pop an asthma fucking pump.
And that's... But that's them just adding shit. It's like, if you're saying take stuff away from the games to streamline it, fine, I'm all for that. But don't add shit like that where it's like, you didn't need that. You know what you do instead? You make him addicted to jet or psycho, drugs in the Fallout game that give you enhanced abilities, and he just needs his jet fix. He sells her for drugs. You could have just done that instead of, I'm going to turn into a feral ghoul. No! Just have him a drug addict. It's fine. They're all over. They're all over the place. I've made, several characters that are addicted to drugs who do I've sold people to slavers for drugs in Fallout. You can do it. Don't add needless shit. You just be cruel. The games are cruel.
You can't do that. You can't do that in TV because then you lose the people you want. You're going to get the fans to watch it because they're interested. They want to see what you do to their shit. But then you lose people like me. I see that shit. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm probably going to tune in to the next one. What's X-Men 97 doing? That's a good show. Let me go watch that instead. You can't do that. You just can't.
You can't have them just addicted to drugs?
No, you can't just make a bunch of characters and be like, that's funny. It is, but it's not a comedy. Sort of, kind of.
Oh, the Fallout games are funny as shit.
I mean...
all the Fallout games are dark comedies, I swear to God. There's some fucked up shit.
I think...
it's in the show. There's moments.
The show kind of captured some dark comedy shit. I mean... I'm not gonna say it's funny, but it's very tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
it's very
like the Brotherhood soldier. What's his name?
Maximus.
Real quick. Thaddeus.
Oh, Thaddeus. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Brotherhood soldier whose leg gets smashed by the power armor that Maximus is wearing, and he runs into the guy that makes him the serum that turns him into a ghoul. That is so wild wasteland perk of Fallout New Vegas. That's the only time you would ever find someone like that is wild wasteland. It's a specific perk in New Vegas where you find aliens and Bigfoot and shit. Weird shit out in the Mojave Desert. That's straight from New Vegas. And I was like, boy, I would have never fucked. And that guy's about to kill himself. It was great.
That was funny. That scene right there, me and my wife, we looked at each other and was like, yo, did he just give him some kind of hallucinogen? Because that's what we thought it was. But then, when he got the arrow stuck in his neck, and he was like, wait, why am I still alive? I was like, oh shit, it was real. Like, oh shit, he's a ghoul. That's crazy.
I thought it was a hallucinogen too. I thought he just gave him psycho. And he was tripping balls.
He was tripping balls.
No, it was actually the fucker turned him into a ghoul. And I love it because that's straight, like, the creator definitely pulled some shit from New Vegas, for fuck's sake. And this is a little bit of backstory. Bethesda purchased Fallout and then made Fallout 3 from the original creators of Fallout 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Tactics. The original creators of Fallout wanted to make another Fallout game after 3. Bethesda said, oh, you have 9 months. That's Fallout New Vegas. It's Fallout New Vegas is just Fallout 1 and 2, but first-person shooter. It is. It's got all the dark humor and shit, and for fuck's sake, the whole story of New Vegas is you're a courier delivering a package, and a guy shoots you in the head, and a doctor rebuilds your brain. And so you hunt down the person who shot you. That's the plot. All the other Fallout games, searching for a relative. Even in this show, I'm searching for my father. Yeah, we did that in Fallout 3. Fallout 4, I'm looking for my son. Fallout New Vegas, I got shot in the head. Who fucking shot me?
So what's Fallout 1 and 2 then? I'm curious.
Fallout 1, Vault Dweller going to find the water chip. Fallout 2 is a follow-up to Fallout 1 where they all left the vault and they're like a primitive tribe now. It's weird. Fallout 2 is fucking weird. And it's surprisingly enough, Fallout 2 is the one I know least about out of all the lore because nothing seems to really happen in it. Huh. Which is weird. I say that, and then I'm gonna go watch a video. I'm like, oh, I'm full of shit. Yeah. So I'm gonna put an asterisk with that. Is I know not a lot about it. Does seem like not a lot of shit happens in it. New Vegas is better.
Okay, let me ask you this: what were some of the things early on in the show that you were like, oh, okay, that's totally Fallout? Besides the costumes.
Oh yeah, besides the costume. The way they behaved in the vault in the first episode, for fucking sure. Because they're ignorant. They are. Yeah. And that is the whole point of the Fallout games. Like, they live in vaults. They've been in vaults for fucking 200 and something years. I do like the jokes that they make about inbreeding. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Listen, it's okay to fool around when you're my cousin, but it's not okay when we're married. It had me laughing, dude. It was perfect. But yeah, the ignorance. It was there. And that's what's weird. It's like that first episode was grabbing me. There was a lot of shit that pissed me off with it, but I was still like, I didn't shut it off. Because the wifey was like, let's watch episode 1, and then we're done for the day. Because I didn't want to watch the entire series. And I was like, no.
God, joke's on you.
No. Let's see where this is going. She looks at me and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm curious. But yeah, that grabbed me. Definitely the talk about the food in there, because everything's processed food from the 50s.
Right.
You know, that's how it is. Stuff like that. Hey, Nana!
Hey!
She's listening.
All right.
But yeah, stuff like that, it worked for me. And into episode 2, the look of the Brotherhood was there. Dude, they nailed the T60 power armor. Now, I was pissed, again, because nitpicky. The Brotherhood doesn't only use the T60 power armor. There is T45 and T51 power armor that look drastically different. So I was like, they're sticking with the T60. That's the one, if I remember correctly, Bethesda made.
That's the one
they designed that power armor.
That's the one on the cover
were
of
the previous
Fallout
creators.
3, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Which is fine. It's fine. The T60 doesn't bother me. Aesthetically, yeah, it was there for sure. And it was funny when the Yao Guai, or as people who don't know what a Yao Guai is, the big fucking radiated bear attacks the dude in the power armor. When he's like running away, fuck this. I looked at Nana, I was like, that's me every fucking time I run into a Yao Guai. Right there. I run like a bitch.
Maybe they
because the Yao Guai are one of the strongest common enemies, along with the Death Claws, which are not in the show.
Maybe they're not there yet.
They're not there yet. They did a poll. Death Claws won the poll. Super Mutants #2. So you see a Death Claw skull. When dudes walk into New Vegas, you see that big fucking skull with the horns?
Yes.
That's a Death Claw, baby.
Yeah, I saw that.
They are irradiated iguanas that are like almost as big as fucking like Zilla. They're huge.
I mean,
they're like the size, maybe even bigger than baby Zillas. And they fuck your day up. They're super radiated. And you just don't fuck with them. You don't. They'll kill you. They'll eat you. And then they'll move on. They're great. I love Death Claws.
So what
Stay
the
the
hell?
fuck away from them.
So what was that giant salamander thing?
That is... I thought it was like a gulper, but it seems like... I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea. It fit into the story.
It's not a game character? It's not a thing from the game?
Not that I could remember.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's fine. And it ties into the story because that whole vault of the weird mutated people.
Yeah, Vault 4.
It's specifically stated that that's what they are because they fucked with human DNA in the vault. Because if you remember, the salamander had human fingers in its mouth.
In its mouth. That was disgusting, by the way. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's some New Vegas shit.
That was honestly, that was a very cool yet creepy design. My one gripe was that after the bear, I expected to see more of these mutated kind of animals, and all we got after that was the giant salamander. I thought we would see something else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It could have definitely been a budget thing. If they're doing New Vegas,
I can see that.
In Fallout 3 and New Vegas, there's giant ants that shoot fire.
That's called Earth Defense Force, and I am so ready when Earth Defense Force 6 comes to American shores in June. I can't wait.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
I'm sorry. That went that way.
They're called fire ants. Bloat flies. They did do the rad roach, which was cool. The giant cockroaches.
That's disgusting, man. I can't deal.
Yeah. But yeah, no bloat flies. I was like, really?
What's a bloat fly?
That's a basic enemy.
What's a bloat fly?
Oh, it's a giant fly that shoots larvae at you.
Oh my god.
It's out of its ass. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's GMK Mothra.
Yes. No mongrel dogs, which are just feral ghoul dogs, like skinless dogs, which I can understand for the show, but not at the same time, because it seemed the show's an R. It's a hard R.
Oh, it's an R. It's definitely hard R.
So the mongrel dogs, which are just the dogs without skin, they look like ghouls. I was definitely confused why they weren't there. You had dog meat, which is the German Shepherd. That's in every Fallout game ever, is dog meat.
Lovely. I love it.
It's fucking great. But yeah, as far as enemies, like, very limited. Even, like, raiders, there didn't seem to be a lot. And that's also, real quick, that's another thing, back to the aesthetic. As much as there was 50s references, the 50s style in the Wasteland was definitely lost in translation with this show.
Okay.
Because it definitely seemed like, and I was talking to Wifey about this, it seemed like everyone that lived in the Wasteland in the show looked like they were pulled straight out of Mad Max Thunderdome. Okay. Which is fine, because Fallout's loosely based off of Mad Max. But there are a lot of people who still have the 50s style. For instance, Fallout 4, I forgot what their name is, but they're just 1950s style dudes that paint their power armor and just have a good time. Shit like that, that's still in the Wasteland, lost in translation with the show. It seems definitely like New Vegas, for instance. There's an entire faction of dudes who dress like Elvis, who look like Elvis.
Oh boy. Of course there is. So, all right.
Of course.
Going to that point, though, let's talk about that doctor, for instance. The first time we see that doctor, that guy's trying to kill him because he fucked the chicken, right? That was... That's what he said. I'm not making that up, right? Yeah. That's what he said. Is that in the game by any chance? I'm like, that seems like something that might be in the game.
Oh, that's absolutely something that would be in the game. But that's another point. The main character's horny. She seems to be really horny because she wants to fuck things. That's not really big in the Fallout games, surprisingly.
It was twice. When she got married, and then when she asked Maximus.
She really wanted to fuck Maximus. But that was the thing I was talking to Nana about. I was like... I was like thinking about it. I'm like, you fuck some... You can have sex in New Vegas because it's New Vegas. You can with one person in Fallout 4. And that's it.
But if that's a thing in the game, then they incorporate it kind of in the show in that regard?
I've just never seen a Vault Dweller that was like wanting to get it on. And it threw me off. I'm like, huh, okay. Like, is it bad? No, it just threw me off because it's not something that I'm used to in Fallout. Of course, I did fuck a robot in Fallout New Vegas and a ghoul.
See? You're like Lando Calrissian in Han Solo in the Solo movie. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. I digress.
No, it doesn't matter.
The doctor, that crazy chicken fucker doctor, he didn't seem 50s to me. He seemed way earlier. He seemed 1800s. He seemed like a character from Red Dead Redemption. You know?
Yeah, and that's where stylistically, because the 50s have always been a big thing with the series, but New Vegas was the one that really did shake it up and threw in a lot of Western shit. A lot of tan trench coats, the NCR Rangers with their mask, with the fucking, that's a fucking radiation breather. I can't fucking think of what it's called right now. The radiation mask with the red visors, tan trench coat, the cowboy hats.
Okay.
New Vegas was what was doing that, but still retained the 50s element, where this definitely went with the New Vegas style 18th century Cowboys aesthetic. And then Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And that's where I was like, it would have been nice to see some people wearing some leather jackets and zoot suits, because it's been in the games. It's missing. And that's where I was saying, it looks like Fallout. That doesn't feel like Fallout. And that's one of the big ones that was missing for me. That's why I'm dressed the way I am. I'm bringing it back.
You're bringing it back to the Fallout, your Fallout era. Now that makes sense. Now just hearing that, now it makes sense. Again, I've never played the games, so all this is new to me. What the show has introduced to me is what I know now, right? But it's something about that cowboy aesthetic from the 1800s, and because honestly, anybody she saw that was outside of Philly, and of course those two people crossing the bridge that they were tweakers. Outside of that, they really felt like characters from the Wild West.
Yeah.
They really did. The guy that was at the house where he was like trying to get water in his little water generator, but he kept putting sand in there. Like, you know, like shit like that. That dude looked like he was straight out the 1800s, right? I got a lot of vibes from that. But then again, you had the lady that was alive back at... That's a thing I wanted to ask you. Here we go. That's a thing I wanted to ask you. So I get how the ghouls are alive, right? But that lady at the end, I forget her freaking name, but the lady that was running the show that wanted the Iron Man power source. Moldaver, yeah. Moldaver. How was she not a ghoul yet alive? Is that explained in the game? Is that a thing?
That's a plot hole. I've been looking at the Reddits and everything, and all the Fallout fans are trying to speculate how it could happen. And it could be as simple as she was cryogenically frozen. You were cryogenically frozen, for instance, in Fallout 4. All the people in the vault in the show, all the CEOs and everything, were cryogenically frozen.
Right.
It could have been that. It could have been as simple as that. But how? That's where it starts to be like, how? Because she was so anti-Vault-Tec. So anti-Vault-Tec. How did she get in a vault? Why would she go into a vault if she was so anti? I don't know. And that's where it could be explained, but she's dead now, so we don't have to.
Was she in the show? Was she a thing with what's her name's mom?
Lucy's mom. What was it, Rose?
Yeah.
Rose McLean, I believe. They might have.
I mean, because at the end, she grabs a hand, and first off, the fact that her mom was a ghoul, how does that work? Because she was certainly alive and well.
Because what destroyed Shady Sands was a nuclear explosion. She could have just got hit with a heavy dose of radiation. Ghouls don't normally look like that. She looked beyond a ghoul. She was fucked up.
She was Return of the Living Dead. The pain!
Yeah.
Oh, we eat brains because of the pain. That's what she was.
Straight up. So they could have definitely had a thing. If they did, fine, sure, whatever. We already know that Hank, the dad, Kyle McLean.
McLean. Damn it, say it right.
Kyle McLean. I'm so glad he's in this. When I saw him, I was like, oh my god! And Anna's like, what? I'm like, Twin Peaks! Dude! Oh, David Lynch!
Love it.
Jump to David Lynch. Of course he'd be in this. What are we talking about? But no, they definitely could have had a thing. I like how they left it for interpretation. They could have just been like really good friends. They could have been slamming the clam jam. We don't know, and it's okay either way. I'm down with whatever.
Right.
And it's fine. It's fine. I do, however, don't like how Lee died at the end. Because this is a bigger problem with the NCR. See, you wouldn't know it because they never fucking said it. Shady Sands was the original hub of the NCR, and they moved it after Shady Sands go boom. Fallout lore-wise.
But that was kind of brought across in the episode. Like, I felt that.
Yeah, but they never once said that Lee was a part of the NCR, let alone the leader of the New California Republic. And in that regard, why was she leading a bunch of raiders into the vault to kill them when they could have just shown up with NCR troops? I don't understand that. If she's the leader of the NCR, why not just show up and kill them? That's not out of the realm of possibility with the Fallout series. Shit like that's happened before. You could have just brought soldiers instead of doing the undercover shit and just captured him and been like, fuck all y'all, we're taking him, bye.
Hey, you know what? I see what you're saying. It seems like, again, the lore, too much explanation. And now they're gonna have to explain because they did the whole, she was around 200 years ago. But it seems like,
yeah,
they were raiders per se. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way it came across in the show. Was like, she didn't have like the culture that she wanted after this dude nuked the fucking city.
But that's the thing. At the end of the show, when they go to the wherever the fuck place in Los Angeles, there's observatory.
The observatory, right?
The soldiers there are NCR troops. She is obviously in charge of them. That just begs the question for me. Instead of taking raiders to go in there and rape and pillage, why not just take 4 or 5 troops and just go in and be like, you come with us? That would have been explanation enough. It would have cut out the fat of having the prisoners in the vault, the raider prisoners, would have cut that out, slimmed it up a little bit, because that plot line ends up going nowhere. They all just die anyways. They all
get poisoned, yeah.
Yeah, it would have trimmed that out. You still could have had the Norm character finding out the secrets of the vault. I just feel like the Raiders aspect falls flat by the end of the show when you're like, so she's in charge of the NCR, which is a militaristic organization trying to rebuild just like the Brotherhood is. You could have took 6 motherfuckers and solved the problem probably without as much bloodshed.
You know, in that regard, I think maybe she didn't want her people dead.
And that's fair. And that's completely fair, and I could give it to the show. That's just a personal thing, because in the NCR in New Vegas, I mean, pretty much all of Fallout, the NCR is big. See, the Brotherhood of Steel, it's hard to tell where they originated. That's where the lore gets broken. They could have originated in California, but they're very fucking heavy on the East Coast. And like Fallout 3 wise, that's why like Fallout 3, it takes place in Washington, D.C. It's the first one that's East Coast. And in New Vegas, it's kind of after that or during. It should have actually been after, because the Enclave is almost completely destroyed. There's that small bunker in New Vegas of the hippie Brotherhood that don't want to do anything because the NCR is completely taken over, because when the Brotherhood was going to war with the Enclave on the East Coast, they called all their fucking troops to the East Coast. So by the time Fallout 4 rolls around, the Brotherhood's pretty much fucking taking control of the East Coast. They are like laying the law down. And Boston's one of the last places. And since that's not involved in the show, I'm not going to get into the synth faction because it's not here. We're talking probably like maybe another 75 to 100 years in the future's Fallout 4.
Oh, wow.
It is far fucking further. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the thing, like time jumps in this series, that's where I was trying to figure out where the fuck this show fit in, because it was making no goddamn sense to me. It was like, it gave me the year, but I'm like, in lore, where? Because we're talking hundreds of years of shit going on.
So you're telling me that in the series, in the show, in the game, just in the franchise, right now, you can still explore an unbeknownst vault that can pop up and they say, oh, we've been here for 500 years without knowing.
That's the same. Yeah, that's the same thing in Fallout 4. There are several vaults in Fallout 4 that you come in contact with that have never came in contact with the outside world. And that is, Fallout 4 is the furthest into the future we have for a Fallout anything. Yeah, absolutely. The vaults last, unless your water chip fails.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You touched upon it briefly a little bit ago. I want to ask this because I thought this was an important part of the show. And I want to know if this is what's in the game. When Norm starts digging and questioning what's going on with these vaults, and he finds, I think it was Vault 32, and, you know, the crops were dead and there were bodies everywhere. Is that in any of the games? And if so, what does it mean?
It's stated in, I believe it was the last episode when they go back to the past, where they're talking about you could do whatever the fuck you want with your vault. And then one of the CEOs was like, oh, so we could create a race of super mutants. We could do what we want. The vaults, some of them were good, wholeheartedly to rebuild America. A lot of them were just rats in a maze experiments. There's a vault, literally a vault, where you reach the age of, I believe it's 12 or 13, and you have to sacrifice yourself. It's just a vault of children. Wow. And then there's a vault of old people. Vaults are crazy. There's a vault where they were giving the vault dwellers LSD. They're all dead. You don't come across any survivors, and raiders have taken over because they died because they killed each other because it was bad LSD. There are so many vaults. There was a vault of cannibalism.
What the fuck?
They were only feeding the people humans. There's so much. Yes, that's the beauty, and I love that in the show. There's very few vaults that are just straight fucking forward. The vault in Fallout 4, where you get cryogenically frozen, was a test for the cryogenics. You're the only one who survives out of a lot of people. The vault in Fallout 3, they're 100% 1950s, and you have to worship the overseer of the vault like he's a god. And then Fallout New Vegas, you're just some asshole get shot in the head because you're delivering mail. The beauty of New Vegas, you're just some asshole. Fallout 76, which is an MMO, you're just vault dwellers that wake up sooner than any other vault to start repopulating. I think it's like 80 to 100 years after the bombs drop.
Oh,
that's
so
Fallout 76. Yeah,
it's early.
This is what's going on. You just figure it out. That's 76, but it's an MMO.
So 76 could kind of possibly be one of the things where this is where the raiders come from.
Yeah. Fallout 76, it takes place in West Virginia, Appalachia. It's the earliest known at this point that I'm aware of vault dwellers leaving the vault. So, I mean, lore-wise, there were, like, no humans in the game when it launched because they're like, no, you're the first humans to leave, but they patched that out. There's humans out in the wasteland. They can do whatever they want with that. It's like 80 to 100 years after the bombs fell. It is what it is. It might even be sooner than that. It might be like 50.
Oh.
It's crazy to think about.
The radiation.
I'll have to look into it.
That's where the ghouls come from.
Oh yeah, and that's what and you could write that as like for the next Fallout game. Everyone in Fallout 76 turned into fucking ghouls.
Right, legit.
Because
you get away with that.
There's no ghouls in Fallout 76. They're called Scorched. They're ghouls that are still burning from the atomic blast and radiation. They're literally on fire still, burning.
So you're telling me that's a 50-year burn? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Fallout 76 is its own animal, dude. That game sucks. We're gonna stop talking about it.
I wanted to see how much of
Not
Fallout
because of the
76 was in the show.
Yeah. But no, that's what surprised me is the limited nature of a lot of the enemies. Hold on. One vault had just children being built up to be warriors. Most vaults are crazy experiments. That's Nana. Yeah, they are. And that's what's great. Again, you had the few that weren't. Fallout 3's vault, you could argue the Overseer could have just made them worship him like a god and an all-saving deity, but at the same time, not necessarily. It could have just been a normal vault where he's just an asshole because he's the Overseer. You can't question him. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad they implemented that in the show. I really am. So much Fallout.
The Vault 31.
Yeah.
Does that pertain into the show? Like, does that make sense for the show in the games? The fact that it was a corporation, Volt Corps, or whatever the fuck they were called. Volt Tech.
Yeah. Volt Tech. Volt Tech, lore-wise, the show seems to imply that Volt Tech is the ones that launched the nukes. No, they didn't. That's one thing that irked me about the show is like, stop it. No. Volt Tech is evil. 100% evil corporation. But no, the Chinese did nuke us in the games. They did. Well, and we nuked them.
We can't.
The world ended that day.
We can't do that because of the way
exactly
people are today.
So they try to say, well, Volt Tech launched the nukes. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. No. Now, there could have been Volt Tech in China in the games, and sure, could have egged it on. I don't know. It wasn't talked about. But that bothered me a bit. The show downplays the Reds. Like,
but because we can't do
I know
that.
why.
Because
I know why. I know. That's the problem I was saying from the very beginning with having a Fallout show. It was like, how are you going to do that nowadays? Because, yeah, the games are super anti-communist, super anti-China. And to the point where Red or Dead is on billboards in the Fallout games.
Whereas the show seems to be super anti-capitalism.
Yeah. And that's fine for the story they're trying to tell. And yes, Volt Tech is 100% evil. They were never there for humanity 100%. Their vaults were experiments, for Christ's sake. I get it. I really do. But don't tell me they're the ones who launched the nukes, because no, China did that shit.
In the games. That's why I kind of like the idea. Games. That's why I kind of like the idea, because it makes sense the way they set that up. It was, because here's the deal, again, China's gonna watch the show.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch the show. They don't, let's not make anybody mad. To me, and again, this is somebody who never played the games, to me, it makes sense the way they portrayed it. That they dropped the nukes. Because they were even a goofy corporation. They were like, yo, how do we sell more? Let's sell war. Let's sell war. Yeah. We'll do that. Okay. And yeah, let's drop nukes. The only way we're going to sell these things is if we drop nukes. That to me was a genius thing. I really dug that. And I thought that was what was in the game. But now you're telling me it's not. It's about communists and all that crazy shit and Chinese. And it wouldn't have worked in the show, especially today. Dude. It wouldn't have worked.
In Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, there's a giant robot called Liberty Prime who just spouts out anti-communist rhetoric while shooting lasers out of his eye to destroy shit. I love Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood of Steel takes control of Liberty Prime.
I'm pretty sure that'll pop up. That sounds like something that could absolutely make the show.
Oh, it would be fucking gorgeous. If they're doing New Vegas, it wouldn't make sense. But if they're like, go East Coast for like a season 3, they go to Boston or they go to DC or the Appalachian Mountains, just something like that, just like Liberty Prime, death is an alternative to communism, and he just starts shooting lasers that spouts out death to the communist scum.
Jesus Christmas.
I love Liberty Prime. I love Liberty Prime. Fallout's not a game series of today. Like, I get why they changed shit, but I'm a purist. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I can't. I can't say I wouldn't have played the games. I would have played the games regardless. I mean, fuck, I played that game. I forgot what it's called. But we were like fucking. China comes. Is it China or is it Korea? Comes and takes over. Frontline. Homefront. Yeah, I played that. I got the sequel. I know
the story of Homefront's good. The gameplay is shit.
It's a typical first person.
No, it visually hurt my eyes. I was like, why has everyone got black lines around them? This is weird.
Man, it's been a long time since I played that. I got to be honest, and I've never played the second one.
It's okay.
I've got the second one. I bought it twice. I bought the physical copy, and then I bought like the special edition digitally because it was like $1.99. I was like, yeah, give me all the DLC.
Yeah,
never played it.
Yeah, no, and that's the beauty of the show. Because I just want you to know, I haven't talked about the show with hardly fucking anyone, especially my opinions on it. I've been saving it for today. That's why I've got so much to say.
Well, I mean, where else could you do it? Where else could you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Outside of the Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco! Live here on the Geek Out live stream.
Yes. But no, this show, it's definitely got its moments. Positive time. Kind of. Real quick, negative. Maximus is a terrible fucking character. He's just an awful person.
He is. But, I do like the way they set him up. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I really do like the way they set him up. Especially, becoming the Knight's Ward or whatever the fuck they call him.
Yeah.
I like the way the what?
The Knights, which for the show makes no sense, but yes, they're considered knights. Oh god.
Right, and so I like the way they set that up, where he was going to be the Knight's ward, the right hand of him, whatever, his gopher.
Yeah,
his gopher. And then because I mean, the entire time, me and the wife were watching, we were like, yo, but did he do it? That's his people's, like, but did he do it? That I thought was a genius way of portraying the character. The actor who portrayed Maximus and the writing staff, like the way they did that was a seesaw of doubt. Like, did he do it or did he not do it? He's a good guy, but then he does stupid shit. Like, is he really a good guy? And it was kind of crazy. I don't want to throw this term out just loosely, but he seems fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really does seem fucking retarded. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? When you see... I gotta be honest with you. When you see little Maximus come out of the motherfucking refrigerator, all I thought of was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. I was like, get him, Indy, get him.
Every time it showed that scene, if you look behind him when he comes out, you could see a fan blade in the back of the fridge and see straight through it.
Yeah, see straight through it.
He's a ghoul.
He's a ghoul. Oh my god, absolutely.
There's no fucking way he's not a ghoul. You can't tell me that. He got the radiation.
You know what?
Off, not fridge protected, no one.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Because when he got branded, he really didn't show pain.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's something they're building up, because that could be like at the end when he's like, no, I don't want to be an elder. No, I don't want to be a scribe. No, No, and they're all cheering him on. It could play into that maybe he is a ghoul. And if the Brotherhood find out, they're going to take him out back and shoot him like Lassie. Like, he's done.
Which is why he's going to be on the run. Yeah, but no.
Oh, that would be so good. Dude, he's on the run to New Vegas. And hides out in New Vegas because New Vegas is its own animal. It's got its own political structure. The NCR in New Vegas are 100% paid off by the mob bosses of the casinos, dude. It is straight up New Vegas is its own shit.
I love it. No, and that's the thing too. I was like, that's what I was thinking of. The way they portrayed that character, because you find out at the end, his homie, was it a girl? Was it a guy? Was it a girl being a guy? A guy being a girl?
Zalia Mercedes Jones, but her character's name is Dane. That's what's weird too.
It was very anonymous, but and I'm not. That's not even a political thing. I'm not trying to do that. But
it doesn't matter, and that's the thing with Fallout is, I don't give a shit. The Brotherhood doesn't give a shit. But at the same time, when the Elder referred to Dane as they, I'm like, the Elder wouldn't have. That discussion in general wouldn't have happened. The Elder would have just been like, "You're a problem. Go away. You're done."
Well, that's
where they're changing shit and made him into religious zealots. It's so weird.
So that's the thing too. It's like you question Maximus all the way up until that final episode.
Yeah.
Was it the final episode?
Yeah, it was straight admits.
Yeah, I did it myself because I didn't want to do this. Well, I thought that was dope.
But at the same time, Maximus still did, regardless. The knight that was in that armor. I can't remember his name.
Kill Titus. Or he left Titus to die.
He did leave him to die. Regardless if he was a coward or not, that's not your call.
By the way, that was
100%.
funny.
100%.
That was funny that was Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
And I really do like Michael Rappaport. I do. I really do like him. I had to stop following him because I am not getting into politics. You're not gonna sway me one way or the other. I'm just not gonna get into it. And that's all he does. Well, that's all he did. I don't know what he's doing now, but but Michael Rappaport's still my guy. He loves A Tribe Called Quest, and that's the best rap group ever made. But I digress.
So, real quick, I gotta go get a drink. It's been over an hour since I've had a drink. I'll be right back.
And I've been 5 in, ladies and gentlemen, so let him go get a drink while we go and bring us our sponsors. Who are the sponsors? No one. We ain't got sponsors. You know why? Because we don't do this for the money. I'm pretty sure that my co-host, aka my cohorts, would love to get paid. But the fact of the matter is this: they ain't getting paid because I ain't getting paid. We do this shit for the love. In all honesty, that's how it's got to be. Now, if I one day decide to sell out, I hope I sell out for a lot of money so I can pay the co-host and the cohorts. But that doesn't seem like it's going to be in the future. So, in that regard, there's nothing wrong with just spewing our voices into the ethernet, internet, outernet, whatever the fuck. It's a good time. It's an absolute good time. And I enjoy doing this. You know what? That's the sponsor. Enjoy doing... No, that's not. That's terrible, actually. There's got to be a better sponsor than that. There's got to be... Nanaco, I'm sorry. It's just... Sometimes it just spits out. This is the freestyle part of the Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco. Here we are. I'm just spitting on top of the dome. Just spewing shit. I ain't got no questions ready. And look who's back. Look who's back. Dave DeBuscher. I have no idea. I think that's a basketball player, to be honest with you. Old school.
What is this? What is this hair doing?
That's
also,
your alfalfa.
I want to add real quick. I like how they played Fallout music in the show from the games. But they should have kept doing it. with like during episodes, because a lot of the games, you just have your Pip-Boy on to the local radio station and it just plays music, and it's like, that would have been a nice touch.
It's Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
So all right, that was a cool scene. I did like that when the dude got the arrow through his throat. The guy from Saturday Night Live, right? Was a fucking DJ.
SNL, I know him from Portlandia.
Yes, okay, yes, from Portlandia. Yep. But I love that he was in it being a motherfucking DJ, right? Then when he saw the Brotherhood coming, he said, fuck that.
He's talking about the mid-audio levels, and it's like, that sounds like shit.
It was terrible, and I loved it, because he was like, oh, isn't it beautiful? It was some good shit, man. It was really good. Let me ask you a question here, and I can't believe I haven't thought of this yet. I mean, it's the fucking crux of the damn show. The fucking Iron Man superpower thing that the doctor, shot in his ear. Is that a plot point for the games, or was that something that could be a plot point for the games? It made sense for Fallout in general.
It definitely could be a plot point. Interesting enough, a lot of the Fallout games have streetlights that just keep working. Never explained. Hey, it explained it. And it also, like, the Brotherhood getting control of it means they control the power in Los Angeles, where it seems to be. So, yeah, it could be a thing that's just added to the continuity, because this is another thing. As far as, like, big NCR Brotherhood of Steel clashes, this is the first time, to my knowledge, we have actively seen them fight each other. And I was pissed, because they both want the same fucking thing at the end of the day. That's where they portrayed the Brotherhood different in this. If it was like Elder Maxton or the Elder from Fallout 3 coming across the NCR, it would not have been that fight. It would have been them trying to work it out, and if they couldn't, then it would have been a fight. But at the end of the day, the NCR and the Brotherhood both want what's best for humanity. They could have just had a civil conversation. That's, again, where especially Elder Maxton from Fallout 4. I know this is way before his time, but that dude was sane. Like, he pretty much, like, factions in Fallout 4, Elder Maxton was like, look, Railroad, we know you're harboring synth people who are like robots but look like humans. That's a big no-no to the Brotherhood. It's bastardization in Fallout 4. And they're like, we know you're hiding them. Give them up, and we can cooperate. But you understand, like, you can live, but they will have to die, because they are not humanity, and we are here for humanity. Civil as fuck at first. If you can't come to an agreement, then the Brotherhood fucks your day up. It just seemed like they were like, oh, just go kill the NCR. Fuck them. I like that. The NCR and the Brotherhood wanted the exact same thing. To make sure there's power. To make sure humanity survives. I don't know. It comes off a little bit fan fiction-y for me. It's like, oh, let's just have them fight.
Well, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it from a different lens. Because I see what you're saying, and hearing what the Brotherhood represents in the game as opposed to what they represent in the show. I get it. The way I look at it is, and again, it does become politics. If we have the power, we control the people. That's the Brotherhood, the way I look at it. Whereas what the NCR was doing was like, if we have the power, we give it to the people.
Yeah.
That's what I got from the show.
Yeah, and in the show, I get it. In the games, and that's why I hate the way they did the Brotherhood. Because in the games, it's the exact same thing. They both want the exact same thing. That's why they don't fight each other in New Vegas.
So in the games...
That's why the Brotherhood's in a hole. They're just like, we didn't want to go to the East Coast to fight the Enclave, so we just stayed.
So in the games, the Brotherhood and the NRC, or whatever the fuck they called...
NCR, the New California Republic, yeah.
They want To give the power to the people?
Yeah, pretty much. They just want to rebuild the wasteland and rebuild humanity. Yeah. The only different ideology in the games is the Brotherhood believes having more technology and better technology, the one thing they really did get right is they do hunt down ancient pre-war technology to use to their advantage. Like, fucking big fuck-off robot. Fucking Liberty Prime. Yeah.
Which ain't in the show just yet, but I want to see that now.
Yeah, just yet. Oh, I hope so. Oh, it's going to be funny as shit.
I see in my future, ladies and gentlemen, I see in my future me watching YouTube videos on Fallout the game series. Oh, yes.
Listen, I'll just fucking play it and stream it to you on Discord or Facebook.
That might work. That might work because there's no fucking commercial breaks. So, yeah.
There isn't, and you get me explaining shit.
You know what? I think I'm going to stick to YouTube.
Oh, motherfucker. I'm going to sit there. I move 3 feet. Listen, this book right here it's a burnt book. You
Jesus
can't read
Christ, this is like the equivalent of Dune. I don't want to watch Dune, but that's what it feels like I'm about to do. Watch Dune.
Well, yeah, the Brotherhood wants ancient technology to rebuild the military of their side to help further themselves into getting humanity back on its feet, where the NCR doesn't. They just do their thing. That's what's weird about the NCR. It's like they've just always just been like the army that just stuck around. Yeah. So that's the only real key difference. They both want what's for the people, unless you get into New Vegas, the actual city of New Vegas, which the NCR paid off by the people who own the casinos, where you spend caps. And yes, caps. I love that.
Caps.
We're in here. No money. Caps. Even though in New Vegas it's caps and NCR dollars, because the NCR has their own currency by that point. That's how big they are. They have their own currency.
I love the idea of caps because I sit there and you go, well, what do you do with them? You sell them for something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you buy things. That is the currency. We're not printing paper no more because the printers are dead. The printers died. We can't print because they're dead. So, yeah, I like the idea of the caps. Plus, it's funny because you constantly see, like, Nukem Cola and all that shit.
Nuka-Cola. So that's what's funny too. Nuka-Cola is a big fucking. I mean, it's the biggest anything in Fallout, and even is bigger than Vault-Tec is Nuka-Cola.
So how did they not survive? Like, when are we gonna get that game where the fucking CEO of Nuka-Cola?
There is. In Fallout 4's expansion, there's a vault with the brain of the CEO of Nuka-fucking-Cola still alive.
Is that what they did, like, in the show? With the brain and the little robot? Yeah, the
brain in that robot, yeah. The CEO of Nuka-Cola is still alive in a vault. All to himself with the history of Nuka-Cola. It's within a Nuka-Cola museum / factory. It's fucking great! And that's how you get the Nuka-Cola power armor in Fallout 4, which is just, I think it's the T-45 power armor just decked out with, it's red with Nuka-Cola in white all over it. It's fucking badass armor, dude. It's like,
so,
yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Did the show capture the games Vault-wise when Vault-Tec went and tried to consolidate all of the other companies and say, look, this is what you can do? Because we spoke about that a little earlier, how, you had one particular company just saying, I want to make this a science experiment. The other one say, I want to see how long they can survive. Is that a thing? Like, where does Nuka-Cola fit into that, if that was a thing in the show?
It could be. See, there's so many fucking audio and like chat logs you could hack into the terminals in the Fallout games.
Yeah, Brother Chase was telling
very
me that.
well could. I'm definitely not going to sit here and say it's for certain, but I'm damn sure it is. Especially when, the CEO of Nuka-Cola is in a vault, for Christ's sakes. Absolutely. And I never got upset about that either. It made sense, especially when they were talking about, a vault full of children, a vault where we make super mutants. It was like, yes. Where's that vault? I want super mutants. Shit like that. But yeah, no, I love it, and it works. And that's the shit that does work. And I do like the flashbacks. First of all, the fact that Vault Boy is tied back to Cooper Howard, who is like the main antagonist of the fucking show, which ends up making the most sense by the end of the show.
He's a great character, by the way, honestly. For someone who doesn't know, I was like, is this guy a part of the game series? Like,
he's the closest to me you can get to the protagonist, your character you make in Fallout New Vegas, if you were to go story-wise. That's who you would be. And I loved it. By the way, Eric Estrada, him and his son, that scene. First of all, the mask and the helmet they had on when they were looking for Caps, those are NCR Ranger masks, the top tier special forces of the NCR.
And he was supposed to be a top tier because Cooper was like,
yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Oh, and it was beautiful. That whole fucking scene, throwback to not only New Vegas, because that's shit that happens in New Vegas, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Because he was the bad.
Yeah. But I love that part too. He was like, wait, you didn't think she was. And he ate the food.
I know. I sat there. I looked at Nana. I'm like,
is he really eating?
Are they going there? Because you can be a cannibal in the games. It's established he's a cannibal, which I love, by the way. I love his fucking character. Cooper Howard, listen. Walton, please, for the love of God, come back.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Awesome.
There's no doubt he is. There's nobody playing him. He steals the show whenever he's on. He steals the show. Whether he's a ghoul or whether he's, pre-bomb. He steals the fucking show. I am so invested in that character. That's what I was talking about before when I was like, at the beginning, when I was like, the story's about to be answered. What happened? Because we see at the very first episode, when the bombs drop, he has his child. What happened? But at the end, when he says, where the fuck is my wife and kid? Oh no! I was like, "Oh shit, they're alive." So then
they're fucking alive.
Yeah, so
dude.
It hit me. I was like, maybe they're in Vault 31.
By the way, real quick, that opening scene when the bombs fell, I looked at Nana and I was like, because the closest we've gotten to that is Fallout 4, and it was just one.
In case, ladies and gentlemen, you thought there might have been a glitch, there wasn't. We're looking at each other live streaming. Yeah. We didn't got our faces on here.
It's speechless.
He had the speechless face on. He looked at Nana. He looked back at Nana. I get it. Y'all, that was perfect.
And then the second and third and fourth, I'm like, God, the Chinese fucking hate LA.
Oh my God.
By the way, Nana says, cannibalism, because she's like me and makes her characters cannibals too. Hey, it's an easy way to regain your health after you kill someone.
I don't want to hear that. I've got a coin right now in Resident Evil 3 that sustains my life. I don't know how I got it. I'm pretty sure I paid $6 for it. But the fact of the matter is, I got it. I don't got to eat people like the zombies in the game.
Hey, in Fallout, you gotta do what you gotta do. I got chills from that bomb. Felt real.
It did.
That's what Nan was saying.
Up.
Absolutely.
Yep. The thumbs up when they described why the thumbs up. That to me was so fucking dope. And again, this is the beginning of the first episode. I got no ties to the video game franchise. But when he starts talking, because the thumbs up to me was like, oh, it's the Pip-Boy guy. That's that little character, that cartoon guy. But when he says, you want to put your thumb up and look at that bomb, that explosion, if it's bigger than your thumb, run. Oh my God. So when she was doing it, when the little girl was doing it, she was like, Dad, we gotta go. And he gets on the horse. Oh, see it again. It was
New Vegas-y.
It was so, and I don't even know that. It was just a perfect blend of the future, the 50s, and the fucking Wild West. And I loved it. And that is the first 7 minutes of the show.
And it felt so fucking surreal. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Fallout 4 was the only game to show the bombs fall. So when you see it in this show, it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're just like, holy shit! It shows, again, how much China hates Los Angeles, but it just shows the magnitude of the Fallout apocalypse. And that's why it's so goddamn hard to survive on the West Coast. You should just go to the East Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, there's cryo chambers. Yeah, you got to deal with synths in the Enclave, but that's another thing I got to touch upon. The Enclave. I'm going to wait for it till he gets back. Ladies and gentlemen, my hair is fantastic. I use pomade with a hint of whiskey spray while drinking rum and Dr. Pepper. Listen, I'm drinking Nuka-Cola right now. Oh, and the sarsaparilla! By the way, Fallout New Vegas fans, there are multiple sarsaparilla references in the show. What? This is Bethesda. I feel like this show is like Bethesda, like, acknowledging that New Vegas is fucking good. And they're finally over themselves because, oh boy, like, come on. Sunset Sarsaparilla, that was the answer to Nuka-Cola in Fallout 3, and it was awesome. I loved that. How badass would it have been if the mysterious stranger showed up? Down, 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 bling. Which, by the way, with Cooper Howard, the way he was killing motherfuckers, definitely reminiscent of someone using VATS. That's all I'm saying. If you don't see it, that's on you. But Walton, the way he was killing people, he was using VATS the entire time.
What's a VAT?
It's crazy.
What is a VAT?
VATS is a system in Fallout because Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, the aiming mechanics was shit, so they programmed a system which you pause the game. It's called VATS. I don't know what it stands for. Nana, put it in there. You can. If not, it's fine. But basically, you can target enemies, hit different limbs, and it'll go into slow-mo as you shoot them.
Oh, okay.
That was Walton. That was Cooper the entire whole fucking time. Every time he was shooting someone, he was just using VATS. That's why he killed everyone instantly. He was aiming for the face. But yeah, it's a combat system within the games that's not in this show, but if you know, you know.
All right, you know. I was going to say, because that sounds like it's directly tied to a Pip-Boy. He didn't have a Pip-Boy.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, you know if you know. You know if you know, and that's the beauty of it.
Let me ask you this. Are these characters... Yeah. Are these characters archetypes of characters from these games, or are there, like any of these characters? Have we seen their stories told in these Fallout games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucy.
Okay. What is it?
Twice.
Oh, the searching for someone.
Yeah, Fallout 3, you leave the vault to go search for your father. Fallout 4, it's the direct inverse. You're looking for your son. And then this, she's looking for her father. It's fine. I'm okay with it. There's no reason to bitch, piss, and moan. Is it the third time we've had something similar? Yeah, but it's fine because it's the most relatable, and it was with the games. You know, in Fallout 4, you can straight up kill your son. I mean, it's fine.
Wow, okay. All right. Well,
he's like 100 years old. He's like super old. That's the twist, that your son was taken from the vault while you were still cryogenically frozen and then refrozen when he got taken. And he's like 80 years older than you. So, but he's the one who creates the synths, the humanoid robots. Oh. He created them. So if you're like me, who joins the Brotherhood of Steel, you shoot that motherfucker in the face because he created this single-handedly the one thing that could destroy humanity other than the goddamn bombs. Robots, AI. Shoot him!
Okay, Far Cry.
Yeah, listen, I haven't played Far Cry.
You've never played any Far Cry game?
No, I've played a bit of Far Cry 5.
That was a good game. I had fun with the weird cult in Montana of all places. I did.
I'm okay with the cult stuff. But yeah, I like the plot. Norm's arc, how he discovers that the vaults are evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think probably Maximus's is because I don't like the Brotherhood of Steel. So obviously, I think his is a little bit of the weakest because it doesn't come off like he's paying for his crimes for letting a fellow member of the Brotherhood, whether or not he's a coward or not. That's not up for you to decide. You are not an elder. You should pay for that crime.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the creators of the show did this on purpose to subvert your expectations because they're not giving you what you know? Yet at the end of the season, at the end of the show, they are cheering Maximus's name, thinking he did what he did. He put the power back on. He killed the fucking enemy. He did that. And Maximus, if you see him, he's sitting there like he's always been conflicted. The entire series so far, he's in conflict. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he really wants. It's not about what's right and wrong. He doesn't know what he really wants. And that's my thing. Let me ask you this. If at the end of this season, the way they set him up, they put him on a pedestal within the Brotherhood, does he go the routes of the video games and course corrects? Because I think this is what I think. I didn't play the games, but from what I'm hearing from you, they left the door open for fan feedback. And if fan feedback like yours is like, yo, what did you do to the Brotherhood? Well, Maximus can fix that and make it about humanity again. Because honestly, little Maximus, when he was rescued, that's what it felt like. Like he was in awe of this giant robot guy saving him for humanity.
Yeah. And then it sets up the lineage because in Fallout 4, Elder Maxton. Maximus Maxton. It ain't that far off. Sure, Elder Maxton's white and Maximus isn't, but who gives a shit?
But Maximus is very light-skinned. And not for nothing.
That's true.
Not for nothing. You said Fallout 4, right?
Yeah, 300 years in the future. So, yeah. Hey, I'm saying I ain't got a problem with it. If they go that route, I'm down.
Because here's the thing. You also said
people who would give a shit, fuck you.
No,
it's a good idea.
Wait. But you also said that you think this show takes place between Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah.
With characters that are not in Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So if Lucy and Maximus have kids.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
It can all lead into the franchise.
And I do want to touch on Lucy again.
Oh, yeah, please.
I love how she's portrayed coming out of the vault, super polite and everything.
Very much.
Because you know that's every motherfucker that has never played a Fallout game and is like, oh, I'm just going to be a polite person. And everyone's like, fuck you. Who are you? Eat shit and die, asshole. And they're like, no. No.
Okie
Perfect for
dokie.
Lucy. And I love how she got the black finger.
It wasn't a black finger. It was a dead finger. It was decrepit.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. The black finger, not like the skin color. Like it's a dead finger. It was like a black finger. It was a dead finger.
It was more purple, but okay.
Well, I watched it on a projector. I didn't watch it on my fucking 4K TV because the 1080p projector, you get 100 inches of. Fuck it. It's Fallout show. I didn't know if I was going to like it. So I was like, let's just watch it on the projector. It doesn't have a good colored palette. Damn it. It's a projector.
Listen, man. This is why I stick with TVs. I had no reason for the bullshit. Stick with the TVs.
Yeah, you say that until you magically show up to my house. You see the projector in the screen and you're like, you want to watch an Italian horror movie? Yeah. On the projector? Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, it looks terrible like we're in a drive-in. It's great.
Yeah, the only Italian horror movie I would watch is probably Demons 1. Fucking both Demons. Demons 1 and 2.
No, you're a liar. You would watch Zombie.
No, I would.
I got you. I know what you watch.
I would.
And City of the Living Dead. Come on.
No, never again.
You won't do it?
Never again. No.
You didn't like it.
I owned that movie. I hated it. I was like, this is.
Oh.
Because again, at that point in time, I was like, oh man, these Italian zombie movies are dope. Oh, and this is part 2. And then it wasn't, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I find out why, and it's just like marketing, and I'm like, fuck you.
It's because Lucio Fulci's an asshole. That's chop it up to that.
I mean, well, he's a genius asshole. I'm not going to take it away. I mean, Zombies are fantastic film.
I guess I blame the Italian producers. Listen, the show's great, but at the same time, it's got its issues. Let's keep talking. There's so much in this.
I know. There's a lot. I'm so appreciative of getting this. We're not even talking about the show as much per se, as more of a history lesson from the games, and that's what I'm really digging. But outside of New Vegas, because obviously that's where it looks like we're going, right? And it's not even New Vegas, it's New Vegas, because, well, for the love of God, the MSG Sphere was in the background in New Vegas at the end of the show, and I was like, that's funny. That's really fucking funny. Because that wasn't a thing when the game came out.
I don't think so. No. Which makes it weird, but at the same time...
I don't think so. Absolutely not so. That game came out when?
No, architecturally, I'd have to replay the game, because when they were rebuilding shit in New Vegas, like, I don't know. The whole thing, if I remember correctly, is like, out of all the bombs dropping in the major cities... Vegas was the only one that really didn't get it that bad.
Okay, so here's the deal, real quick. I got to get into real life. I'm sorry here, but yo, you know what?
No, that's okay. Listen, let's go.
I told my wife before we left New York City, right? I said, yo, I want to move to a place where they're not going to fuck it up. They just don't give a fuck. They're not going to fuck it up. So I want to move to Montana. That's what I told. Not even thinking Montana has fucking missile bases out there. Nuclear missile bases. If you know, you know. Oh, shit. But my wife was like, nah, it's too cold. I'm not with it. And I'm like, yo, but you could just put on extra socks. Like, just put 3 socks on. You'll be fine. 3 socks, a couple of hoodies, some sweatpants, a fucking North Face. Come on. Nope. So here I am in Vegas, right? Here I am. And oh my God, what are we, May 3rd? Shit. In a couple of days, I'm going to be 11 years out here. 11 years I've been living here in Vegas. That's insanity. And I've come to realize that if motherfuckers was starting to drop bombs, they're gonna miss Vegas. You know why? Because the motherfuckers dropping the bombs want to come here to have a good time. I'm okay with that. I'm in a safe zone. I'm in a safe zone. Here's the problem. There's no fallout shelters here in Vegas, though. You can't go in your fucking basement. Like if there was a tornado or some shit. You know, New York has basements. We got basements. I don't know why New York has so many fucking basements. For what reason? There is no tornadoes out there. Why do we got basements? Makes no sense. There ain't no basements out here. None. I want to make a basement. I can't. I'm getting a jacuzzi. I digress. That was my rant. That was my rant for the...
You want to make your...
That's my Rodan rant for the podcast.
When the bombs fall, I'll have a vault ready. And in like 5 years, we'll emerge to find Brahmin. Listen, one Brahmin? Come on. What are we doing? Hold on. The projector was fun, but we need comfier seating. Yes, I do agree. Because I have my theater room with the 4K TV and the Dolby Atmos, and then right across from that room is the I call it the projector room / figure review room / beer room, because that's where my mini fridge is now. And I'm not fucking with you. The seating in there is 2 lawn chairs. Like, I just didn't give a shit when I threw it together. The projector is on a fucking tripod, for Christ's sakes. I bought at Walmart for a camera.
Oh my god.
But it works, dude. It works. It's not a big room. But listen. Is there anything you saw negative in this show? See, because I've been saying my part as someone coming from the games that irked me the wrong way, but I'm curious on your part, someone who doesn't know the games.
That's a good question. Because I had nothing to judge it on, I didn't. I mean, no, it's what makes a show, right? Like it's gotta pull you. If you don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they make enough sense episode to episode to keep you hooked, which this show does, then I'm all in, right? I guess the only time where I was kind of like, move it along, and it's unfortunate, it was probably Maximus. Because I want to know, did he do it or did he not? There were a couple of times where I was just kind of like, come on, dude, do something. Make up your mind here. And then that's why when you explain the lore of Fallout, that last episode, I can totally see him, because he does, like, you see it in his face. He's kind of like, what did we do? You know? It kind of feels like what you were saying. Like, if they were about one thing, and the fucking new California Republic was about the same thing, in the show, it didn't seem that way until Maximus was looking out like, what did we do? He got his city back. He got his city back. The lights went on. That's all he wanted. I mean, that's not what he wanted in the show. But when they hit, that's what it seemed like. He was like, oh my god, that's all they want. He was hypnotized by the lights, right? They come back on. It's like, we can do this. We can fucking do this. That's when it got interesting for me. I can't wait to see where they go next, because, you know, the high priest or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be, he's in his ear.
The elder.
He's in his ear. He was going to kill him twice. And then he's in his ear. That right there is what that bothered me. That bothered me. When they were going to execute him, and then home person, because I don't know what they're trying to Home thing was like, no, I put the thing in my boot. It was me. Spare him. Then there's the conversation with the elder in the fucking room talking about we can change the world. And the way it seemed to me was at the end of the fucking season, that last episode, to me it's like, we can change the world, just not the way you want to. And that's the thing. And that, to me, was the seesaw with that character coming into balance. You know what Lucy's want. You know what Lucy wants. She wants to find a Pops. Then Lucy gets thrown a curveball because, well, Pops is a fuck up. He's a bad motherfucker. Like, yo, Pops killed your mom, turned her into a fucking, not a super mutant, but yeah, turned her into Tarman. Legit brains. Turned her into that shit. Fucking, the ghoul is like, where's my fucking family? Is his wife still alive? She had to be. She's the one straight up saying, yo, that was another thing. The spying. I loved it. He didn't want to do it. He loved his wife. He didn't want to do it. Then he had to do it. I loved it.
So, the only thing I have a problem, I guess it's not really a problem, just like, it's something we've never seen before with the Fallout games is like a technology to where you could spy on someone with like a fucking AirPod Pro device. It hasn't been established.
Bro,
I get it.
I can't give a shit. It's the future. Technology is there.
Yeah, but it's still in the 50s. Everything runs on nuclear energy. By the way, Fallout lore. All the cars and houses and everything do run on nuclear energy. And I also wanted to throw this in here, because this pissed me off. When Maximus was stuck in the power armor because what's-his-fuck removed the fusion core.
Yeah.
You can't get stuck in power armor. You can exit even with the power core removed.
Okay.
That pissed me off. Now, he could have been inexperienced. Absolutely could have been inexperienced. This shows he's never been in a suit of armor before. He probably didn't know how to get out. I get it. It did still bother me just a little bit because I was like, there's a button. You can still get out, dude. Doesn't matter. You know how many times I've ran out of fucking fusion cores, and when your fusion core depletes, you can still move. You just feel the weight of the armor. You're not stuck in a fucking T-pose. You can still move. I just want to make that clear. You can still get out and move. It's just good luck lifting 1,000 pounds of armor, but you can still get out. That pissed me off just a little bit. Not enough for me to actually like flip the fuck out, but I did look at Nana. I was like, every Fallout game, you could still get out when your fucking fusion core depletes. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I know it's to tie them back together, Lucy and Maximus. I get it. But I don't know. It's small little thing like that I was just like, stop it. I do love, by the way, that the two drug dudes with the ghouls in the glass behind the glass, and the Mr. Handy that was about to harvest her for organs. That's what they're called, Mr. Handies, by the way. I love that entire fucking segment. It was great. It felt like you were going into a dungeon, quote unquote, in one of the Fallout games. Just a random abandoned building, and that shit's going on. That was probably, besides the last episode of the series, the closest I've ever been like, oh, this is Fallout, baby. And the guy who voices Mr. Handy, who's in the show later on, but he's in the past, is my second favorite character from What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series.
Yes.
I fucking love that dude. Dude, he's so funny. I fucking love that dude. Jackie Daytona. Listen, if you've seen the show, you know Jackie Daytona. With the toothpick. Take the toothpick out. Laszlo, you're back. toothpick in. I'm Jackie Daytona. Fuck. Anyways, fuck. I love that show. But yeah, I did love the pre-war stuff because it's something we haven't seen before. Definitely haven't seen. Alluded to, Fallout 4 was the closest, but nothing happened really. I liked it. I do like how Cooper is Vault Boy.
Yeah.
He's Vault Boy. I like that. I like how it tied in. Yeah, it all kind of worked in that regard. My complaints and nitpicks are just from someone who is a huge fan of the fucking games. Minus Fallout 76. That's a pile of shit. Does it take away from the overall series? Not necessarily. And listen, I'm going to give my rating and then we'll just keep talking about shit. How about that? Unless you're...
No, hey, I ain't got nothing to say. Let's go.
Listen.
Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco, baby!
Because we got shit to talk about still. Telling on you, Drew. I'm telling on you.
We're not talking about that. We have nothing to do with that today. None. No.
Oh, I know. I'm still telling on him. He's listening. I know he's listening. I'm telling on you.
He said, I don't know nothing about Fallout, so I'm not going to join.
I know.
Take my lunch.
That's what I was telling Nana. I was like, I think I'm the only one out of all of us who actively plays all the Fallout games.
Well, Chase does too. Chase. I don't know how many Fallout games, but we were talking Fallout because he finished that shit opening weekend, and I was like, dude, I'm only on episode 3. Like, what? It was like, fuck. No, I'll get there, bro. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. Shout out to Brother Chase.
Oh yeah, Brother Chase. Wish you could be here. Seriously, that would have been great. Work off each other and you would have just got more information. Seriously,
pretty much, yeah, like legit.
But at the end of the day, Fallout the TV series, it's not bad. It's not Resident Evil, where it's taken 3 reboots and they still fuck it up. They kind of nailed it the first time. It does feel like Fallout 1 and 2 more so than the later games. That's fine. The dark humor's still there. The weirdness is still there. The characters are good. I hope Maximus gets a little bit more fleshed out because he does come off as one note. Lucy definitely grew as a character. She's learned the wasteland, and the fact that her and Cooper are teaming up, oh my god, so fucking ready for that shit. Norm surprised me as a character as well.
Same.
Moldover surprised me as a character. Betty Pearson, that never paid off. And that's the thing with that vault that should lead into season 2. Nothing got resolved with the vault.
I think it was more that they showcased her 200 years ago. When Cooper, I mean, because Cooper knew who she was. She was a secretary, you know, in Voltec.
Yeah. So,
and now she's like the head of 31.
And that's the thing. I want to see where this is going. Snake oil salesman. The fact that you were about to... You fucked a chicken, gonna blow your brains out, and then turned a guy into a ghoul. You're fucking great. If he
Did he turn a guy into a ghoul? Gabagool, gabagool.
He turned a man into gabagool.
He turned into it. His foot was gabagool, though. His foot was gabagool, so I mean, like, the writing was on the wall.
It was. Dude, when he pulled that sock off, I was like, stop it.
I couldn't look. I told my wife, tell me when it's over. I can't see it. Even though it was mad CG, but I was like, I can't. No, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah. But the show works for people who are non-fans, and the fans are loving it. And I don't want to take away from either side. This is one of those very rare times, I know it's fucking weird, where I can't sit here and fucking say no one should watch it. This is good. The things that work. The things that don't work are just personal from someone who loves the games and the lore. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can follow this. I'm excited for a season 2. I love the fact that Bethesda's acknowledging New Vegas after, God, almost 20 years of them just saying, nah, fuck that game. It wasn't made by us. We just published it. I'm glad they're finally over themselves and realizing a majority of the fucking fans love New Vegas. It's my favorite Fallout game. My second favorite is Fallout 4. Damn close second, too. Bethesda, thank you for acknowledging New Vegas. I like the show. I like where it's going. My gripes, again, are just gripes. You could look all of this over, and it'll work. I'm sure it'll round out later. Season 2, 3, baby, let's go to DC. And that's the thing. You got a taste of the Enclave. The Enclave are fucking evil. Evil!
Wait, what was the Enclave again? I forgot.
That scientist with the glasses with the dog,
Oh!
he came from the Enclave. The Enclave's evil. Evil as fuck. You finally defeat them in Fallout 3, like destroy their headquarters. And I think in New Vegas is like a small remnants of it. So the fact that the Enclave were mentioned in this, I'm like, especially West Coast threw me for a loop because Enclave's mainly East Coast.
So what you're saying is the head, because that's what I was going to ask. The head, that's an Enclave scientist?
Yeah.
And he
Enclave,
he was against it. He was against it.
Think of the Enclave as Nazis in America.
Good.
That's what they are.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You could go so many
worse
places
than
with that right
Brotherhood.
now, but I won't.
But listen, I hope season 2 you go to New Vegas, a little bit more Enclave. If you don't show me a fucking Deathclaw, listen, you showed me the Yaguai. I'm okay with the Yaguai. Sorry, I gotta say it. Fallout 3. Nana telling me, hey, say it like the radio host in Fallout 3. Be careful out there of the Yaguai. I like how they put it in there. If there is some Deathclaws in the next season, a little bit more of a fucking fight instead of guy running away because, you know, one bullet to the head puts down the Yaguai. That Brotherhood soldier could have killed him. Anyways, stupid. It's great. I recommend the show to both Fallout fans and non-Fallout fans. If I was to rate it in its current form, 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
3 out of 5. It does enough right to make me not hate it. There were a lot of the episodes where the main plot wasn't continuing and I was getting frustrated. A lot of that middle chunk of the season I was getting frustrated. But I didn't shut it off. My gripes are just someone who comes, again, I'm a fan of the games, comes off as that. The things it did right, I fucking loved. To improve for a season 2, implement more world building, more enemies. Keep the fucking snake oil salesman. Dude works.
He works.
Seriously, and if we're going New Vegas, baby, I need Mr. House. I know you don't know who Mr. House is. I need Mr. House.
I've got an
idea.
idea.
And I definitely need the motherfuckers that are all Elvis. An entire gang of Elvis is fucking great. And the main Elvis's dog is a dog brain in a dog robot body. It's awesome as fuck, dude.
Jesus Christ.
It's great. If we're going that direction, you'll see this rating definitely improve. It's, you know what it is? I do this with every Fallout game when it first comes out. At current launch state, it's always like a 3 out of 5 because they always improve it. That's what this is. This is base game Fallout, the TV series. 3 out of 5. They can only go up. Because that's what they do every time except Fallout 76. That's a pile of shit.
Speaking of pile of shit, I don't know if Nana is talking to you or she's talking to the group, but, well, ring a ding ding.
Don't you fucking bring him up. That is a reference to the main antagonist. That's the guy that shoots you in the head.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
Give me a second.
That's crazy. So that's the New Vegas reference right there.
Ring-a-ding-ding, baby.
Not a giant.
That's what he says. Ring-a-ding-ding, it's nothing but business. But then he shoots you in the head.
So it's nothing but business. If he had to shoot you in the head, there might have been business behind it.
He had to shoot you in the head because you were basically delivering the master chip.
Not the chief, but the chip.
Oh, yeah. Because casinos.
Oh.
That's the whole point, dude. Oh, by the way, his name's Benny.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx? What?
Oh, ring-a-ding-ding, baby. It's nothing but business.
That's crazy.
But yeah, 3 out of 5. I enjoyed it. Would I give it a second watch? Definitely. Comes out on Blu-ray, I'll buy it. I'm curious where it's going. They know where they need to improve. They ask the fans of the games where they need to improve because that's who you're pulling in the most. And the people that are the most critical, like I have been, the fans are fucking loving it. I really enjoyed it. I gotta know from you. Seriously, you are the one. I told you, bro, I play the Fallout games. I'm bringing my shit.
You did. You gave me the knowledge. You hooked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, we're 2 hours, but I'm pretty sure that there's so much omitted. And like you said, you admitted yourself, there's a lot of reading. Chase said that. Brother Chase said that. He's like, oh man, there's a ton of reading. If you want to get into it, there's a ton of shit. I can't do that. I need the Cliff Notes. This to me was the Cliff Notes. And it fucking worked. It worked. Again, the questions I asked were answered. As far as what the show gets right with the game, you answered that. How it goes off on its own, you answered that. Somebody who's never played the fucking game at all. This is fun. Like, it's fun. I don't know if that's gonna offend people, but it's a fun fucking show. Like, I thoroughly enjoy it. I'll put it like this: Borderlands, the video game movie's coming out this year. I don't want to see it. I don't care about it. I didn't play the game. I played the game for 5 minutes, literally. The first Borderlands game. I played it for 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I don't want to see the movie. That's the same way I felt with this show. I was like, I didn't play the game at all. I don't care. But I do like the actors. And the trailer was good. The trailers for this was better than what I got for Borderlands. And so I watched it, and I enjoyed it. It ain't a perfect rating. I wouldn't do that, but as someone who's never played the game series, as far as just judging it on its own merits, it's a 4, bro. It's a 4. It's a solid 4.
Yeah.
Solid.
No, and that's the thing. I can't fault you for that. It seems like we're definitely on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
3, 4, we're right there. And the only reason I gave it a 3 is, like I said, the gripes I had is the Brotherhood of Steel for me and the NCR. Big parts of Fallout lore. I love both of those factions. They just weren't done right. And I do think they will be corrected. I do. I have complete faith. My God. Am I saying that about something? Oh, I can't even say that about Godzilla. Fallout's doing it.
I was about to say, I looked over at my Godzilla X Kong fucking little figures over there. I was like, is he going to say it?
But yeah, no, definitely check it. I recommend it. You recommend it. Check out Fallout. It's a good time. 8 episodes, each one. I mean, there was one that was like 30 minutes long. They are not hard to sit through. They are definitely time managed perfectly.
Yeah, and if you're one of those people who look at the length of the episodes, just know that doesn't even make a thing. I'll put it like this: Monday, when I had to watch the last 2 episodes, I was like, man, there's basketball on. I want to watch the fucking games. Like, come on, all right, put it. Bro, we blew through those 2 episodes. Like, yo, okay, shit, wow, that flew by. Doesn't feel like a chore. Not at all.
No,
it flows.
And that's the thing. Wifey and me binged the whole series. We started at noon. We were done by 6.
Yeah,
and that's including ads, unskippable ads. It worked. It's so worth it. God, it's so weird to recommend a TV show based off a video game. Because I think you and me talked about that Resident Evil show, not even on stream. That was fucking bad. I didn't even finish it. I think I made it 2, maybe 3 episodes before I was done. I can't.
I went through it. And I think I lost a couple of fucking years from my life. By watching it, because
hey, at least you didn't have a heart attack over it.
I might have, but you know, shit. That show, Resident Evil on Netflix, is terrible. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but I love the fact that Fallout really took into consideration what the games were about, pulled here, pulled there, and just made a cohesive story. It works.
So I'm going to take a pee break, and I do want to talk about that Borderlands movie, because it's coming in regards to this show, because I've already talked to the wifey about it, and I want your opinion on it, and I've got to say it on stream. So let me go take a quick pee-pee. It's pee-pee time.
Ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought you were safe to get out of here, because we thought we were, we're not going anywhere. The Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco continues. While JL goes and takes his break, I will say on this break, I want to thank Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, for breaking $500 million in the worldwide box office. It's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, that being said, and this is a question that could be for the block party. You know how we do. The Godzilla block party is a thing. That is a thing while I wear my Mecha Godzilla shirt that my little baby daughter, she's not so little and not a baby anymore, got me at a convention. I was very happy. It's the old Mecha Godzilla look, but in shadow, there, and you can't see this, so I got to describe it. In shadow, there is Godzilla, and that Godzilla does not, well, no, now think about it. Yeah, that's a 74, 75 Godzilla. But Mothra's in silhouette. And oh my God, is that King Ghidorah? Yeah, it is. Silhouetted. This is a great shirt. I love it so much. I'm not talking about that. What I'm trying to say is GXK, the New Empire, broke $500 million. And that is something to applaud. So got to give props where props is due, right? Whether you like the movie or not. I liked it. Not my favorite MonsterVerse movie. There's things in that movie. They fucking float around in zero G gravity. Yeah. I didn't hate it. I'll put it like this. It's way better than the fucking green mist in Kong Skull Island. By a billion. It's way better. But again, I digress. It is what it is. Give it props. This Fallout show, I shouldn't say shit. I should say this Resident Evil shit compared to this Fallout show is night and day. If you are one of the unfortunate ones, like myself, who have watched the Resident Evil Netflix show, whether you liked it or not, I mean, like, it's not good. It's not good. It's not Resident Evil. And you know what the thing is? I didn't play the Fallout games, but the show, it felt, to me at least, it felt like, yeah, that seems like it's Fallout. Where again, I played the Resident Evil games. I watched that show and I'm like, there's nothing Resident Evil about this show. It's terrible.
Dude, you're going to give me a fucking heart attack. They haven't done anything remotely close to Resident Evil with the Resident Evil series.
No.
Maybe the very first Resident Evil movie, but even then, no.
No.
It had slow-mo, dude.
No. The Resident Evil 2, what was that? Apocalypse?
Yeah, that's the closest.
That's the closest. There's some good ones after that. I mean, and I don't mean like great, but it's like, okay, I can tolerate that. The show.
It's
the show is
shit
not
good. You could drink alcohol and watch. That's what I see those as.
Yeah, no. That show is not fun.
So I wanted to talk about it. This Borderlands is coming. It's like slated for August around there?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go see it.
I'm not either. And I said this to Nana, and I want to see if it rings true to you. And this is before I watched the Fallout show, because I was seeing how good of reviews it was getting. I was like, the people who really like the Fallout TV series and games, who are loving it, are going to go into Borderlands with the same expectation, and they are going to be woefully disappointed. I see that movie for the second week fucking flopping.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't see it doing good.
Well, that's the case nowadays, bro. These movies come out.
Like, I think people are going to be riding high on Fallout. They're going to go see it, and I don't give a fuck about Borderlands. I don't care about it, the movie or the game. I just think, some things just aren't meant to be movies and shows. Fallout works. It's always going to work. Borderlands, a looter shooter? No. There's no story. Fallout has story. If they made fucking Skyrim into a TV series, there is so much story in Elder Scrolls. Skyrim.
That's called oh my god, House of Dragons or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, fucking House of Dragons. The Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. Shit's phenomenal.
That's what that is. But no, all right, but hear me out. I get what you're saying, but when Borderlands came out with Tiny Tina, right? I think that's where this movie grew from. I think that's where this movie got its legs. That's where it was like, yo, this is different from what we're seeing. This is about this crazy ass character, and then they build from that.
Tiny Tina's the DLC D&D shit from Borderlands, right?
I don't know. I don't play those games, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what Tiny Tina's Wonderland was.
You gotta look at it like this, right? This movie was filmed during the pandemic. This movie is 4 years old. That's coming out now.
That's the problem. See, video game movies. I go back. A lot of people don't like it, but get the fuck over it. The original Silent Hill movie that came out in like 2005, 2006.
Saw it in the theaters.
That's a good movie. That's a good horror movie. And it is accurate to the game. Yeah, they gender swapped the main character, threw in Pyramid Head and the nurses when they shouldn't belong, because that's James's monsters. But it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie, and it does its own thing where it's like mocking the Christian faith, right? So it took a premise of a video game, kept it somewhat accurate, and just made it more real world. Instead of it being a cult god, it's God, if that makes sense. It's not Samael, it's God and Jesus. It makes sense. The movie's good. And then we got Rampage, which was good. That's based off a video game. That's a good movie. And then we have Fallout. And then, you know, all the negatives is Resident Evil, the Tomb Raiders.
Whoa, you missed something.
Which one am I missing? If you say Max Payne, I swear to God.
Super Mario! Woohoo!
The animated?
Yeah, the movie that just came out last year that made fucking...
Oh, I should rephrase it. Live action. Because animated you can get away with easier.
Yeah, easier. Absolutely can. You're absolutely right. And I agree with that. Okay, good. Live action. Thank you.
So,
thank you for clarifying.
Live action. So we have... I mean, all the way fucking back in the day, we had the Super Mario's movie. We had Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat. Arguably bad movies.
Whoa! Don't you dare put Mortal Kombat in the same conversation as...
Annihilation was fucking terrible.
That's that one! But Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat!
Right, so we can...
Oh, come on.
So let's... I can't argue with that. I could even say the newer one, too. We could add it to the...
No!
You didn't like the newer one?
That movie sucks. I'd rather watch Annihilation than watch that piece of shit again. Oh, but you know why? And I hate Annihilation. I hate it. But you know what? Lore.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta agree with you.
It's a terrible movie.
With you. I didn't hate the newer Mortal Kombat movie. I just didn't think it was the greatest shit ever.
I hated it.
I liked the Scorpion Sub-Zero shit, but I also hated it.
It works better in the animation.
Oh, absolutely. That's so we have literally a handful of the good video game movies and TV series. And we've got a giant dumpster fire of the rest. The Resident Evils, the Twisted Metals, the Max Payne. I can't fucking believe they fucked up Max Payne. You know how easy it is to do Max Payne? Don't even bother with the bullet time, or make it a stylistic choice, the bullet time. You don't have to actually have him take drugs and angels. What the fuck?
The problem with Max Payne, the movie, is Max Payne is the Punisher.
A drunk. Yes. So, okay, don't make Max Payne into a movie, and it's fine because it works for the games.
Right. And that's just it.
And I just feel like for every good video game adaptation to live action we then get a slew of really fucking bad ones. That resets the clock. How many fucking times did they try with Tomb Raider?
Twice.
3? So the original had a sequel and then they rebooted it. Fuck off. And I watched the reboot and I was like, it was okay. And then they try it with Uncharted. They get Spider-Man.
No, all right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal with that. It's funny. It's the golden age Hollywood mantra. Let's get this particular person and sign that particular person to a 10-movie deal. Tom Holland just so happened to be a part of it. He makes the Spider-Man movies. It makes the money. Oh, you know what? We own Uncharted. Let's make these video game movies and put this kid in. Uncharted sucked. It sucked. I hated it.
I refused to watch it.
I hated it.
And this is the thing. Everyone praises The Last of Us TV series. I haven't watched it yet, but I also don't care.
So I will say this.
It can be good. It can be bad. I played the original game, and I think The Last of Us, the original game's good. I'm just at the point where I think it's overrated.
I wouldn't go that far to say the game's overrated, only because it's a video game. You're going to play it whether you like it or not. I'm talking about
the franchise as a whole. The Last of Us is overrated.
So
the original game, not so much. It's a good game. I just don't see the point of watching a TV series if it hits everything the exact same as the game.
All right, but here's
I don't see a point.
But it's the same thing with Fallout. For the normies, if you never played the game, then it's fucking fantastic. I will say this: I watched the first episode, and I sat there and I said to myself, "Motherfucker, they did it."
Really?
And I did not watch anything after that. The first episode was like, "Yo, shit, they did it. They did it." I don't want to watch anymore. I don't. That first episode captured the first 15, 20 minutes of the fucking game. To perfection. To perfection, when I tell you. I was sitting there. Yo, that's not water in your eye, right? No, it ain't. Yo, that's where that first episode of The Last of Us had me. And what they did was, yeah, it's an hour and some odd minutes, right? 15, let's say 20. They fleshed it out. It's not what you get in the game, but it's everything you get in the game. They did more, and it made sense. And then when you get what you get in the game on a TV show, you're just sitting there, you're like, I can't believe that this is the exact same fucking thing that's happening in it. Man. And I only watched one episode. I don't want to watch anymore. And I told my wife, because she didn't play the game, she didn't watch me play the game. I'll never forget the first time I played that game and beat it. I literally took a piss, came back, started New Game Plus. Let's go again. This game was dope. That first episode was perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection. It really was. It was so good. I told my wife, yo, you want something to watch? Watch The Last of Us. You don't need me for it. I don't care. But then going to the the games, I didn't play Last of Us 2. I'm sick and tired of them just fucking milking the shit out of the series. I'm not going to pay you money for the same fucking thing with enhanced graphics and maybe a couple of different things. I don't care about that. The first game was perfection.
Oh, dude. That Last of Us 2 remastered remake, there was Digital Foundry on YouTube. I'm sure you've heard of them. They did a side-by-side, and they were like, there's no change. They just ported it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Listen, all I'm trying to say is, we're going back to Fallout till he gets back. You know, we got to take pee breaks every now and then. Everyone should go play Fallout New Vegas. Yes, it's dated. The graphics aren't the greatest, and it's buggier than shit. It's still a fun game. How would they implement the mysterious stranger? I want to see that. I gotta. Someone remind me to bring this up to Ray when he gets back, because holy shit, I keep forgetting about. Bling. The mysterious stranger. He's the shit. Just like my ass. My ass is the shit. You guys ever take a shit out of your ass? I'm sure you have. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fantastic. Everything's good. Everything's good in the neighborhood. It's great. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Remember to like and subscribe. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just subscribe. What did he put in the description of this? I'm just reading it. Fallout TV show, anybody? That Deadpool and Wolverine trailer was something. And the excellent Living with Monsters fan film was something we need more of. It is true. I agree with him. I don't know why he put it in the description. I put that burp in the description. That shit needs to be examined by an enclave scientist. Holy shit. It smells like a fucking camel. Good God. Holy shit. Yes, and play Fallout 3, but not really. Fallout 3 is not that great. Oh, look, Rue 21's going out of business. That's awesome. That's where I buy my pants. But yeah, no, Fallout TV show is definitely good. Definitely worth it. I recommend it. 3 out of 5 still holds true. We'll see how I feel later on as well about it. if that review changes, but I doubt it. By the way, my review for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is officially a 2 out of 5. It is fucking terrible. Terrible. This whole time I've been listening to Diamond City Radio, just so everybody knows. Behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. They're right behind you, baby, and you're never gonna get away.
Oh my God, is he singing? I'm sorry. Unbelievable. That's why it's Freestyle Fiasco on a Friday Fallout night. Here we go.
Oh, I wanted to tell you real quick. So this is a thing in Fallout, the games that I was saying I want in the show, and it would really only be for the fans. So when you use VATS, you could have a perk called the Mysterious Stranger, where he just shows up and helps you in combat and will help kill your enemy for you. It's just a dude in a hat and a cape cloak thing. He's a mysterious stranger. He's a 1950s noir detective. He'll show up and just shoot your enemy and then disappear. I'm just saying. In season 2, if you just have her in a pinch and you just hear down, 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 what the fuck? And out of nowhere, this guy comes out in a robe and a hat, and he just shoots the motherfuckers and kills them. And it goes bling, and he just walks away. That's all I need. Just that's all I fucking need. The Mysterious Stranger is hilarious.
They're doing that. That's the ghoul, bro. That's the ghoul.
Yes, the Mysterious Stranger is a ghoul.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that is going to be the ghoul from the show. He's going to play that part.
I'm just saying, that would be fucking cool. But like I was trying to say, though, is it just seems like we get this cycle of halfway decent to good video game movies, and then we get a slew of shit. That Twisted Metal show, that's shit.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it.
That's bad.
But it's got season 2 coming.
How in the... Never mind. I know how. Because they pay for the budget of season 2 just in case season 1's successful, and then if season 2 flops, they cancel it. That's how it goes.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not worried for Fallout. I think season 2 will rectify shit. I'm worried for Borderlands. Not because I care, but because I feel like video game movies are just going to go straight TV. And it sucks as well, because there's another video game movie coming, and it's called Return to Silent Hill by the original director and writer of the first movie, and that's slated to come out either this year or next year.
What?
I can't fucking wait. Yeah, and it's supposed to follow the story of Silent Hill 2, the game, with James. I talk about it all the fucking time. I don't think I've never not talked about it. But that's slated, and I just hope that Konami doesn't get cold feet if Borderlands flops.
But Konami... Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I'm like, wait, that's not Konami.
Yeah, but Konami, they're kind of shitty. So, I don't know. But that's the beauty of it, too, is, who's to say, this... I'm going to just come out and say it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm predicting the future. Return to Silent Hill is going to be good. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be good. Because it's the same writer and director as the first movie. Yeah, they did a sequel to the Silent Hill movie, but that had none of the original people involved. This one does. I don't see how it could be bad. Please don't let it be bad. I don't think it could be worse than fucking Welcome to Raccoon City, where they're literally not called zombies like they refer to them as in the games, where they're they're mutants. What? No, they're zombies. They're zombies. What are you doing?
I'm
what are you doing?
My wife.
You're ordering food.
I am.
What you getting? You getting some Wingstop?
Something like that.
Oh, fried chicken's delicious. But yeah, it's great. I will say it is kind of a bad time to be a Fallout fan because Fallout 4, they updated it and the new update broke it. So we're having to wait. Thanks, Bethesda. I always do this. Here's another thing, though. Like you were saying, House of Dragons is the closest thing we'll get to Skyrim. I do think they might do Skyrim because Skyrim is still Bethesda's highest selling game of all time. And I think you could do it in a TV series. Because Game of Thrones, it's a lot of nudity and fornication.
Jesus Christ.
What, was I supposed to say sex?
Well, no, you did what you had to do.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot of fornication, whereas in Skyrim, I think you could do it. But who the fuck would play the Dothraki? The Dragonborn? Who? I'll tell you who. No, I won't. Fucking John Cena! Because you can't see him! He's invisible!
You can't see him.
But where should they go from here? Because like I said, you have a Borderlands, you have a new Silent Hill movie, you have Twisted Metal Season 2, you know Fallout Season 2's coming.
Mario Part 2 is coming.
That's definitely coming. That made what? $1 bajillion?
Bajillion, yeah. Bro, yeah. It made its fuck.
And what's funny is it made money and then the wifey, her son, and her daughter, who all like Mario, came out and they were like, it was eh.
It was. It really was.
Yeah. I think
really
it
was.
Make your top 10 worst list, or was it an honorable mention for the worst?
No. I wouldn't have put it there. No.
Then it wasn't you. It must have been another.
Yeah, no.
I
liked it. I liked it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't going on my top 10, but there was no way I would put that in my worst. No, it wasn't bad. It was palatable.
Yeah. Well, so this is as far as I've gone into the movie. I was at my sister's house. They put it on as I was leaving, and I watched the first scene where Bowser fights the snow turtles, and they were throwing snowballs.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm leaving. Bye. This looks dumb. They kept telling me to watch it, and I was like, I just don't care. Ooh, we could we lump the Sonic movies in? Because I haven't seen the Sonic movies.
You do that. Let me take... live, ladies and gentlemen. I got a phone call I got to take. JR, take it away.
Oh, he's going to take it. Look at what's happening. Live phone calls. Ladies and gentlemen, it's chaos and pandemonium here on the G-Show podcast. Everything's... my ass is pandemonium. Pandora's a planet. They should make a Starship Troopers 2. Like an actual Starship Troopers 2. Not the actual, not the one that they made. That movie sucks. I'm supposed to hold this. See, this is the problem. When I'm like live streaming on my channel at JR's GAM streams, you can find me on YouTube. Shameless plug. Soon I'll also be on Rumble under the same name. Maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm going to plug it, but I'm not going to really do it. I forgot what I was saying, but usually I'm like playing a game or something to entertain people. What should I talk about? I have a Junji Ito like desk mat for like my mouse and stuff. And it's big and it's creepy. One of them's like a hairy ass spider thing, and it's fucking creepy. And then the other one where my mouse sits is a dude with a centipede brain head thing. I have like 20 Junji Ito mangas. They're really good. I've only read like 3. Junji Ito's pretty good. Anyways. Doom, you could do like a Doom movie or TV series, but it has to be from the first person perspective of Doom guy, in the same vein as the Hardcore Henry. That would totally work. I've been saying that for probably like 5 years now. That'd be pretty cool. Goat Simulator. Come on. You just go out to a field and just record goats doing shit. Done. TV series right there. Gary's Mod. Actually, I don't think that would work in every conceivable fucking way. Baldur's Gate, they already kind of did because they did Dungeons and Dragons. That was successful.
That was successful. It was.
You know, they're actually not doing a movie now. They are doing a TV series.
I bet you it becomes animated.
Yeah. That's what... And Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez are supposed to be returning.
Oh, shit. Wow. Okay.
I'm down. I'm okay with it. I would have liked, like, an actual sequel, but I think this is a good way to go because there is an animated series.
So, here's my thing with that. It's like, okay, your two biggest stars of that movie is going to come back for an animated series. I think it might be movies. But here's the deal. How could you not get the other people who are not... They're lesser known actors. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But it's just the facts. None of them are bigger than... Well, Chris Pine, definitely. Michelle Rodriguez to an extent, right? Like, she can
Michelle
still
Rodriguez
headline.
has been in movies since the 90s.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about...
She's never been leading.
No, Fight Girl. If I'm not mistaken, that was the name of the movie, Fight Girl.
Oh, okay.
But again, low budget. Seriously low budget. $15,000 maybe? But it's a good movie. Yeah. It's a great movie. It's about a girl who's a boxer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need money for that. You don't need the special effects money for that. You know what I'm saying? You can just go up there and dab some fucking red on her lip and, oh, she's bleeding. I digress. Everybody, I mean, like Chris Pine, the first movie I saw him cut his teeth in was Star Trek. Like, I didn't know him.
Oh, same here. Dude, Chris Pine's a household name.
He is now.
And if I was to do a D&D sequel, I bring back the same cast, like the main party. Vin Diesel is a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. Make him the antagonist.
What the... Oh my God. If he is, why did they not get Vin Diesel? You know why? Because Vin Diesel wants too much money.
Oh, yeah, that's why, honestly, I truly, honestly believe why the Riddick movies are done. And it sucks. Do you know what the Riddick movies, including the animated movie for me, are? 4 for 4, baby. All of those movies fucking work. They really do.
I only like one of them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love all of them. I think they're all fucking great. Yeah, the third one was, or fourth one, the live action one where it's just Riddick.
Yeah. With Katie Sackhoff.
I really liked that fucking movie. It was campy, cheesy, and the CGI wasn't finished, but I was like, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm returning to this universe. And it's done now because Fast and the Furious, I guess. Because you can't tell me science fiction doesn't make fucking money. It makes fucking money.
No, it does. But here's the deal. You know what the problem is? Here's the problem. Well, yeah. I respect Vin Diesel. And this is why. I respect his game. Because the Fast and the Furious is making him fucking buku bucks, right? But you know what's really getting him out there? I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. And it's like, dude, you getting paid whatever, $5 million to say I am Groot. What? What? So he has time to do the Fast and the Furious movies. I want another Riddick movie. But I want a Riddick movie. I want the continuation from the second fucking movie. The Chronicles of Riddick. I want Chronicles of Riddick.
Yes.
Part 2. That's what I want. Because that's my favorite Riddick movie.
Yes. And the third movie was like a detour.
Yes. No, it wasn't a detour.
To come back and kill the fucking necromongers.
Exactly. The third movie was, okay, because here's the deal, and this is the truth. Chronicles of Riddick, I think it was ahead of its time. If it came out around now or 5 years ago, yeah, it's great. Nobody was ready for it. Nobody was ready for it when it came out. I loved it. I was like, this shit right here is so much better.
You know what's fucking crazy about that movie? The special effects still hold up.
Yes, dude. Oh, some real shit they do.
2005. And I love the director. He was like every time he directed one of the movies, and that was one. He was like, I really like to play with like certain real space shit. Like the first movie, it was binary star systems where you have the two suns.
Right.
One's maybe blue, one's maybe yellow, and he played with it. I like that. In Orbit, where the second one, he was like, oh, I want to play with this aspect of realistic space shit. Like ships landing and how do ships hyperspace and all of this. And then Riddick, he wanted to play with himself. I don't know, but he always had something to bring to the table, a vision for someone like me who loves space shit, like realistic space shit, like binary star systems. My favorite stars are blue stars because they're so fucking hot. So hot. I have a fucking game on my computer called Universe Simulator where I can make my own solar systems. And I tell you what, nothing survives. My sun's too blue because it's pretty.
See? And we're going right back round robin from the beginning of the thing. Like, you can't do that!
I know, but I'm just saying, visions are there. And the director said this is where he wants to go. He did say he wanted to continue the series from Riddick. Vin Diesel said he wants a prequel about Furia. And I'm like, no. Stop it. Just continue. We don't need explanations for everything. I'm okay with him just being the last surviving person from his planet. You watched the unrated of the Chronicles of Riddick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where he gets the imprint from, like, the spiritual imprint. Fucking... That's what I love about Vin Diesel, is when he goes. Like the last Witch Hunter, which nobody liked, but I really enjoyed that fucking movie.
Bloodshot,
yes. Where it's like, he goes. He's an avid D&D fan, and he implements that fantasy shit into... I mean, come on, the Fast and the Furious, motherfucker was swinging his car with a rope. Come on. It's stupid.
Oh, my God.
He's always got his info.
Oh, my God. Why are we still doing it when we talk about that? Oh, my God. That's terrible.
I know, I'm terrible. But I'm just saying, I agree with you 100%. The Chronicles of Riddick was way ahead of its time. And it had 2 games, and I own the games. I'm glad I own the games. But I'm hurting. It's like every now and then, like once every 3 to 6 months, I hurt a little because I'm like, I haven't had a new one since 2013. I need another Riddick movie because Dune ain't it, Star Wars ain't it, Star Trek ain't it. Riddick was something fucking special.
It was
a random ass serial killer. If he is a serial killer, because he kills when it's justified, but he's still a good person, but not like his complex character.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it. And hey, if Vin Diesel isn't up to play the part anymore, Tom Hardy's sitting there.
No,
it's okay.
no.
They ain't using him for Mad Max.
No.
I'm messing. I'm messing.
Yeah,
you don't like Tom Hardy?
Happen. No, I like Tom Hardy. I do, but come on. It's too much. It's like he's Mad Max, he's Venom, and now you want to be Riddick? No. He doesn't even look the part.
He's not Mad Max anymore. They're not continuing the Mad Max story. They're doing Furiosa now.
Yes, because he had beef with Charlize Theron. And and who you gonna take? I mean, like, look.
Can you count the Venom movies? They're bad.
They're terrible.
I haven't even seen them, and I know they're bad.
I watch
clips, and I'm just like, what is this shit?
You didn't see the first Venom movie?
Fuck no. I would rather not vomit while I drink my alcohol.
The second one is worse. The first one ain't bad.
How the fuck is it worse with Carnage?
Because they don't know what to do with Carnage. That is what fucking made me crazy. I'm like, what are we doing? It was so... And here's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
What made Carnage work in the comics and the cartoons, I guess, I didn't watch those. But I read the comics. I own them. I own the single issues. And I own the trade. What made Carnage work is you get to breathe. You breathe. You see something happen, you go, what the fuck is that? And then there's 10, 12 issues. They go by, a whole fucking year goes by. Not even thinking about it. And then all of a sudden, what's that? Something's going on. What's going on? Bam! What is this thing? Holy shit. It's not Venom, but it's a symbiote. Bro, and it makes sense in comic book world. The movies, they can't do that. And here's the reason why they can't do that. Sony don't own Spider-Man when it comes to what Marvel's doing with Spider-Man. So they can't do it. And they want that money. They want the Marvel money. So they can't say, hey, Andrew Garfield, let's make another Spider-Man movie. Because it ain't going to get the Marvel money. Right?
Yeah.
So let's try to incorporate Andrew Garfield in it without incorporating him into it. Venom 2. Oh my God. I mean, and that movie sucks so bad. It sucks so bad.
Well, it's Sony in general. Fucking, I'm telling you right now, because we do our top 10 best and top 10 worst. I've already started my list. I'm gonna watch Madam Web.
All right. Hear me out. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you something right now. That won't even make a list.
Really?
Yep. It's not good.
Out of sight, out of mind.
It's out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't make the list. Yo, I can't hate on that movie so much where I'm like, it's got to be in my worst.
Really?
Because it's not offensive. The idea is offensive. The idea of making this movie is offensive. So if you want to put that on a bottom list, you got to put Sony on a bottom list for it. The movie itself is like, all right, whatever. It's not offensive.
We've got two that are supposed to, Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter, this year. And now if I watch Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter and they're both shit, Sony's on the list. Like, I ain't even gonna put both of them on. I'll just put Sony.
Sony's got to be on the list.
Sony's already on the list because they have no fucking game exclusives coming out except that one. What was that one that everyone was loving?
The one that just came out last week?
Yeah, the one that they immediately fucking patched out all the lewd conduct.
They had to do that, but that's the thing. I know what you're talking about.
I know they had to, but at the same time, what's it rated? What's it rated?
I don't know what the fucking rating systems are.
If it's rated M, you didn't have to. You didn't. That pisses me off, because if it's a rated M game, why are you censoring?
You know why they censoring? They want the money, bro. Come on. It's corporation.
Who's not buying it? Horny dudes like me will buy that shit.
Horny dudes like you are buying it anyway.
Nah, I'll buy it on PC and then just put all the shit back in that they removed.
You know what? They don't give a fuck because it's getting money in their pocket.
And that's fine. I want to put money in... I guess that's my problem with it, is I want to put money in the pockets of companies that actually give me what I want. And if I want to see an Asian woman with a nice ass and some nice cans chopping some robots or monsters up, what's wrong with that? I give you money because I like it.
The problem was, and I don't know if that's like legit going on. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. The problem was they implemented that into the game. And then they're like, no, I just want you to play the game. Not for the sexism, but for what it is. But you want to play for the sexism.
And that's, well, yeah. I'll admit it. Yeah. A good game is good. You add sexism to it with a very attractive Asian female to it, and skimpy, lewd, anything, yeah. Because that's what I grew up with.
In what regard?
Lara Croft.
Okay. But she's not Asian. But I'll digress.
She's not Asian, she's white. But I'm just saying, it's always been there. One of my favorite games of all time is called Nier Replicant specifically. The companion in the game, Kaine, is literally wearing practically fucking nothing. But she is a fully fleshed out character. Yeah, she's wearing nothing and she is fucking eye candy, but she's also a compelling character. You can't have both because it exists. I'm just saying. Hey, and if you did the same thing with a male character, I don't swing that way, but I'd be there. Because if you're gonna make a male running around shirtless with nothing but a jockstrap on, that's Leon Kennedy in my Resident Evil 4 playthrough on my computer, because them Kennedy cheeks, bro.
I mean, no, you know what? We're 3 hours in. I'm not even going to go and say what I want to say, but I'm going to end this live stream here. 3 hours. 3
He's just going to call me a pervert. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to call you anything. It's your prerogative, like Bobby Brown saying back in the 90s. Whatever. You want to do what you want to do, you do. All I'm saying is, stupidity is not what the game is intended for. But the creators put stupidity in. They're dumb. Welcome to Capcom. Ladies and gentlemen, holy shit, that'll do it for this episode of the Friday Fallout Freestyle Fiasco, where we really did talk about Fallout for a very long time, and then went off the rails at the end of the show. But I guess it's justified, because you know what? 3 hours is a very long live stream. Even though we've done more. Yeah. But no, this is where I'm calling it quits. So, JR, thank you, my brother, for joining us today.
Listen, again, check out the Fallout show. It's pretty damn good. The second season, I can't wait. I think it's going to be good. I think you and me definitely either next year or 2 years from now will be returning and talking about it, and I can't wait.
I agree. I think that's going to happen because, honestly, it is a good fucking show. It's a great show. I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much that it made me want to watch X-Men 97. That's a plug. Cheap. For whoever's listening who hasn't seen it, go watch X-Men 97. Good God almighty.
Is it good?
I did not like the original X-Men show, but I love X-Men 97. It is perfection. And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get the fuck out of here. JR, thank you.
Hey, man. Breast assist.
Good God almighty. I should have just ended it when I wanted to. So we out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we should have. Thank you for joining the 5th live stream straight. I appreciate you all. We out of here. A peace.
Till next week.